really doubt the stories that if he wants to leave, it's because Billy Martin isn't responding to his telephone calls. I don't believe that.
Well, it does seem to be a funny situation, though. Here's Al Rosen, who's the right-hand man to the owner, George Steinbrenner, and doesn't really know what his duties are. Here's Cedric Tallis, who in name is the general manager, so therefore that implies that he's the man who handles any player deals. But apparently it's not so at all, because nothing can happen without Rosen clearing it through Steinbrenner, which makes you wonder where Bob Lemon fits into this picture. He had the title for a while of being a general manager.
Well, Bob Lemon, it appears, is sort of a stationary super scout, it seems to me. And Steinbrenner, just as he's deep in players, he's also deep in executive talent. He's got Rosen and Cedric Tallis, and of course Lemon. And I think I'm sure that you have noticed it just as much as I have going in the Yankee Stadium. But Al Rosen has been a wonderful guy for Steinbrenner because he has soothed everybody's feathers. He has been a very good buffer between Steinbrenner and the manager and the players. He's done a very good job for him.
Jerry, I think perhaps the day has come in baseball, just as it is in almost everything else, where the one-man rule just can't be successful. There's so many facets to baseball today. Radio and television negotiations take so much of an executive's time. The fans, the comfort, the sale of tickets. You almost need 3 or 4 executives these days if you're going to do the job properly.
Well, as a matter of fact, in the last 10 or 15 years, the trend has really been toward a dual general manager. They have a general manager like, say, Bob Kennedy of the Cubs, who handles all the player personnel, and somebody else who handles the business end. That's been true for some time.
Yeah. All right, the White Sox going into the final 71 games of the season. They're about 9 games under the 500 mark. I don't know what the lineup's going to be tonight as yet, but it probably will be the 92nd different lineup of the year. I've never seen a team that has so many different batting orders.
Well, I think the reason for that, Harry, is that they have so many players of equal ability. When you have a lot of players of equal ability, it always indicates that you don't have too many quality players is what it indicates. Don Kessinger said yesterday that he might try Alan Bannister in left field, which would be interesting. And, of course, he's had so many second basemen. He's a shortstop himself. He's had a couple people at third base. So I'm sure they're doing the best they can.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, too. I would like to see, though, a set lineup for just about a week with Kessinger at shortstop, Pryor at third base, and this kid Morrison at second base, and Squires at first base and Bannister in left field, and just see what in the world would happen.
Well, Harry, I think you're going to see that. I think we're going to see that probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll see that lineup.
Yeah. I got to say something. I came out of Chicago today, and I was reading the 2 papers, Jerry, and here are the Cubs, just a couple of games out of first place, getting ready to open up a very, very crucial homestand. And what I read in your paper is why the Cubs can't win. Now, what in the world kind of journalism is that? Why do you have to write a story about why a team can't win when they're right in the very thick of things?
Well, I saw the story, too, and it kind of surprised me because I think that, at this stage of the race, the Cubs certainly have an outstanding chance, and I wouldn't really want to write them off when they're 2 or 3 games out of the lead at the All-Star break. And as I say, it surprised me, too. I'm not quite sure. Joe Goddard wrote the story. I'm sure he has his reasons for it.
And Joe's a very fine writer, too.
Yes, he is. And it surprised me because I'm not a believer necessarily in hometown boosterism and so forth and so on. I'm a believer in being in truth and in objectivity and so forth. But when your team is 2 or 3 games out of the lead, I really wouldn't want to bury them.
I would imagine that the reaction of those Cub players when they read that would have been something worth recording.
Well, I imagine they'll save that story, and if they win, why they'll show it to the fellow who wrote it.
Okay, Jerry, thank you very much for being our guest. As a small token of our appreciation, the Zenith Power Reserve AM/FM clock radio. The Power Reserve keeps the clock and the tone alarm working for up to 4 hours should the power fail. Another quality product from Zenith. Jerry Holtzman, baseball specialist of the Chicago Sun-Times, has been our guest. We'll be back now with a closing word following this message from Rusty Jones.
Hello, Rusty Jones.
Hey, how are you?
Goodbye, Rusty Cars.
Hi, I'm Rusty Jones. What? Rusty Jones Rust Proof. You know, I can save your car from rust. You can? Sure, because I'm more than just rust proofing. I'm the one option you can buy for your car that actually appreciates in value. How's that? I'll stick with your new car, protecting it from rust for as long as you own it. And everybody knows a rust-free car is worth more at trade-in time.
You really stick with my car?
Day and night, winter and summer.
No vacation?
Not even a coffee break.
No gimmicks?
Nope, I just want your car to stay rust-free, so you can say,
Hello, Rusty Jones. Goodbye, Rusty Cars. Hello, Rusty Jones. Goodbye, goodbye, Rusty Cars.
Thousands of dealers nationwide. Check the yellow pages for the one near you.
It's a red-hot evening for baseball here at Arlington Stadium as the White Sox take on the Rangers in a twilight doubleheader. Steve Trout will pitch the first game for the White Sox, and Danny Darwin, the young right-hander, will go for the Texas Rangers. Lauren Brown is all ready now with the starting lineups. Harry Carey in the press box, inviting you to stay with us for exciting Chicago White Sox baseball. So long, everybody.
And Harry Carey's pregame show has been brought to you by Rusty Jones. Say hello, Rusty Jones, and goodbye, Rusty Carr. Lion Photo Supply, the Midwest's largest camera stores, have Canon cameras that are so advanced they're simple. Lion Photo Supply is the one that started the whole generation of single-lens reflex photography that's push-button simple. At Lion Photo Supply, you'll see the Canon AE1's computerized automatic exposure and compact, fast-handling pictures that it'll give you. New creativity you've never realized. It was there all along. The Canon AE1, it and its accessories are priced right at your nearby Lion Photo Supply store. The Canon AE1 is the best thing you can do for your pictures. So why don't you go into your nearby Lion Photo Supply store and ask for a free Canon demonstration. Lion Photo Supply stores with 3 giant locations in Schaumburg at 500 Gulf Road, in Aurora in the Fox Valley Shopping Center, and their newest location in Chicago at 66 East Madison Street. While you're there, register for the White Sox baseball giveaway and win a free autographed photograph there. And see it there. No purchase necessary. All entries must be in by July 28th. That's Lion Photo Supply for the Canon AE1.
This is WMAQ, Chicago.
The White Sox player designated a Citation Player of the Month for playing excellence will receive the use of a 1980 Chevy Citation for a month, provided by Chevrolet Motor Division. Chevy Citation, first Chevy of the 80s.
WMAQ. Your radio station brings you Chicago White Sox baseball.
From Arlington, Texas, it's Chicago White Sox baseball. White Sox baseball brought to you tonight by your participating Firestone retailers, selling the famous 721 steel-belted radio, the finest steel-belted radio Firestone has ever made. By Stroh's, from one beer lover to another, Stroh's. By Chevrolet, inviting you to visit your Chevy dealers and test drive the 1980 Chevy Citation, first front-wheel drive with Chevy behind it. By Zenith, which has demonstrated its leadership in building quality home entertainment products for over 60 years. By True Value Hardware Stores, it's more than just a name, it's their way of doing business. By Household Finance, go on into HFC where people use their money to get the most out of life. By the Association of Chicagoland McDonald's Restaurants. By Clark Lift of Chicago and Clark Lift of Kane. And brought to you by Rusty Jones. Say hello to Rusty Jones and goodbye to Rusty Carr. Hi, and good evening, everybody. Lauren Brown, along with Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall from Arlington Stadium in Arlington, Texas, as the Chicago White Sox take on the Texas Rangers with 3 games here in the next 2 days. A twilight doubleheader here tonight and a single game tomorrow before moving on to Detroit to take on the Tigers. The White Sox, coming into tonight's game, like Texas, have won 8 of their last 13. White Sox just completed a 4-4 homestand in which they won 3 and lost none against these Texas Rangers, and in fact have held the upper hand the last 2 years, winning 8 out of 10 this year and winning 19 out of 25 over the last 2 seasons. Rangers have been a little tougher here, White Sox have won 15 out of 18 at home against Texas. In this ballpark, the White Sox have won 6 out of 10. Tonight, Don Kessinger's mound choice in game number 1, hard-throwing left-hander, 6'4", 195-pounder Steve Trout, who comes into the ballgame with a record of 3-3. He's won his last 2 decisions as a starter, and this will be his 4th straight start. His last outing, he went the distance and beat Texas 5-3, giving up only 2 earned runs, which we'll talk about a little later. And he faces a hard-throwing right-hander, Danny Darwin, who had been in the starting rotation, but then they used in relief at Chicago. In fact, it was he that Steve Trout defeated on July the 11th. Darwin, with a record of 2-1, his lone loss coming against the Chicago White Sox. We'll be back to take a look at tonight's starting lineup and some other baseball notes before tonight's ball game right after this word. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here in game number 1 as the White Sox take on the Rangers in this, their 4th doubleheader, make it their 5th doubleheader of the year. The White Sox have not been very fortunate in doubleheaders. They've won none, lost 3, and split 1, and the doubleheader they split was down here at Texas. For the White Sox, Ralph Garr will lead it off as the designated hitter. George Orta will bat second and play second. Claudell Washington will be in right field hitting third. Lamar Johnson will be at first base batting cleanup. Alan Bannister will be in left field tonight. This is his 4th position of the year. Had he played his regular shortstop spot, this would be his number 5 spot. But he has played second, he has played third, he's been the DH, and now the White Sox trying him in left field and batting 5th. Chet Lemon will be in center field, batting in the 6th spot. Greg Pryor at shortstop, batting 7th. Milt May doing the catching, batting 8th. And Jim Morrison at third base, and Morrison batting 9th. On the mound for the White Sox, Steve Trout, hard-throwing left-hander, is 1-3. He's lost 3, 4 saves to his credit, and an earned run average of 3.09. On the 11th of the month, he went 9 innings, beat the Rangers 5-3, allowed only 2 earned runs on only 4 hits, walked 4 and struck out 8 in that particular ball game. This is the first time he has ever faced Texas in Arlington. By the way, Trout now has won 6 games in the major leagues from last September through this year, and all of his victories have been against Western Division ball clubs. The White Sox starting him here tonight in game 1 for a couple of reasons. One, in the twilight, a hard thrower is tougher to pick up. You may recall what Nolan Ryan did the Yankees the other night, and that's the same reason that the Rangers are going with Danny Darwin, who's a hard thrower. But another reason that Trout is going for the White Sox tonight is that if he can get by throwing only around 100 pitches, the White Sox hope to bring him back on Monday night against the Detroit Tigers. For this afternoon, the White Sox have placed right-hander Francisco Barrios on the 21-day disabled list. You may recall Sunday when the White Sox were getting shelled, Barrios didn't know whether he's going to pitch or not until right up to game time. I made mention something's got to be done because you can't continually go on like that. And there have been other times where he missed his turn when he was ready to go and missed it at maybe a day or two before they decided not to pitch him. So the White Sox have decided to place him on the 21-day disabled list. Mike Proley pitched tonight in batting practice. He's on the DL. He's eligible to come off. Bill Naharodny caught batting practice. He's eligible to come off the disabled list. So they're going to wait and see how Proley was after tonight and possibly make a decision as to whether Proley or even Naharodny may be restored to the active roster. Steve Trout, warming up down the left side, apparently did something that has really upset him because he's just walking around back there. He's laid his glove on the mound, maybe just taking a little bit of a rest, and just strolling over there. Apparently he's all right. He just doesn't want to throw anymore for right now as the Rangers take the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup now for Texas. Bump Wills will lead it off at second base. Buddy Bell will bat second and play third. Al Oliver in center field, batting third. And ladies and gentlemen, from Arlington, Texas, we invite you to enjoy our national anthem. formation. Wills leading it off at second. Bell batting second, playing third. Oliver hitting third and playing in center field. Now continuing along with the lineup, John Ellis, the player coach of the Rangers, the designated hitter, batting cleanup. Richie Zisk will be in right field, batting fifth. Billy Sample in left field. Eric Soderholm will be at first base for the second game in a row for the Rangers. He will bat seventh. Jim Sundberg doing the catching, batting eighth. And Nelson Norman at shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound, Danny Darwin. He has won 2 and he has lost 1. His lone loss to Steve Trout and the White Sox on July 11th. He pitched 3 2/3 innings in relief in that ball game and allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Other baseball tonight, a twilight doubleheader at Baltimore. And the 2 front runners in the American League, California and Baltimore, are clashing with California and Don Ossie out in front of Baltimore and Dennis Martinez 3-0 at the end of 4, the first game of a doubleheader. Willie Mays Aikens hit his 15th home run of the year with a man on in the first. As California came up with 3 runs, he accounted for 2 of those. Later, Seattle at Boston, Oakland at New York, Toronto at Milwaukee, Detroit at Minnesota, and Cleveland at Kansas City. In the National League today, Phil Niekro pitched a 6-hitter, and Jeff Burrows drove in 3 runs, 2 in a 6-run 5th inning, and with a solo shot in the 9th to lead the Atlanta Braves to an 8-2 victory over the Chicago Cubs and Dennis Lamp. Niekro the winner, 13-11. Lamp the loser, 7-5. 38,319 at Wrigley Field saw Atlanta beat the Cubs 8-2. First game of a twilighter tonight, Forsch against Blyleven. Houston at Pittsburgh. Houston got 3 runs in the first inning. The Pirates now at bat. Cincinnati at St. Louis, Montreal at Los Angeles, Philadelphia at San Diego, and New York at San Diego. That's Philadelphia at San Francisco, and New York at San Diego will get started later. All right, we're all set for baseball. Ralph Garr leads it off, and the first pitch line to the left field. It could be a fair ball. It is in there for a base hit. Sample coming over to cut it off has it, and Ralph strolls into second base with a leadoff double. So Garr, a 302 hitter, 6 homers, 29 RBIs, doubles to lead off the ball game, and the batter will be George Orta, the second baseman. Orta hitting .233, 4 homers and 25 RBIs. Well, good news down here in Texas. The White Sox, you know, had 2 number 1 draft choices in the free agent draft. They had their own, then they had the draft that they got from Baltimore for Steve Stone. And they have signed that young man, catcher Ricky Seilheimer of Branham, Texas, 18-year-old, 5'11", 185-pounder. And he was signed to a contract today by the White Sox. Here's the pitch to Orta, and it's a strike on the outside corner. In his last year of high school, he hit .420, 8 homers, drove in 44 RBIs. He signed an Appleton contract, but will report to the Niagara Falls Club of the New York Penn Rookie League. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Danny Darwin, a big kid, 6'3", 190-pounder. Primarily a fastball pitcher, has a fastball and a slider, not much of a change. That fastball moves in pretty good on a left-handed hitter like Orta. Comes from the 3/4 spot most of the time. Here's the pitch, swinging a fly ball deep to right field, way back. Might have a chance of getting out of here. It is off the wall. Here goes Orta going into second. Here comes Garr headed for home. Here's the throw coming in, and Orta goes in with a stand-up triple. George Orta triples to right center field unless they give him a double and an error. But I believe it's a hit all the way. And Orta puts the White Sox out in front by a score of 1-0. And a Rusty Jones triple at that, as the White Sox are out in front here, 1-0, and the batter will be Claudell Washington. So for George Orta's triple, a Rusty Jones triple, it means the White Sox sponsor Rusty Jones at its local dealer will be sending 30 box seat tickets to a White Sox game to the Genoa Cubs Little League team in Genoa, Illinois. So the Genoa Cubs will receive their tickets from their Rusty Jones dealer in the very near future. The infield playing back with a runner at third, nobody out. Claudell Washington takes the ball up high. 1-0, the White Sox out in front. A double and a triple here in the first inning. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul. For Orta, that was his second triple of the year, the 23rd of the year for the White Sox. These Rangers have hit 14. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike two. Claudell Washington, number 2 in the American League in doubles. Freddie Lynn leads the league in that category with 26. Claudell right behind him with 25. Hitting .281, leads the club in homers with 10, RBIs with 41, and the pitch is low ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. White Sox have struck early here in Arlington. Buddy Bell playing in at the edge of the grass at third. Everybody else playing back. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So there's 1 out. And the batter is Lamar Johnson. Lamar hitting .293, 7 homers, and 37 RBIs. Joe Sparks doing the coaching over at first. Bobby Winkles in the box at third. Fans still coming in. This is the first of a pair here tonight. Right-hander out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and it's up high, a ball. Mentioned Davey Phillips behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Dan Morrison at first. Dallas Parks at second. And Durwood Merrill umpiring at third. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to third. Buddy Bell has it. Holds the runner at third, and he throws him out. So there's 2 down, and Orta at third. He had been there with nobody out, so it'll take a base hit now. Or an error, wild pitch, balk. At center to bring him home as Alan Bannister steps up, the 10th leading hitter in the American League. Allen hitting .316, 2 homers, 42 RBIs. Al leads the ball club in hits with an even 100. Also leads the club in triples with 6. Second in walks to Chet Lemon. Darwin out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike at the letters. That fastball moves in on that right-handed hitter and then breaks away sharply from him, almost like a slider. And he has a good slider. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball. Danny Darwin. Darwin facing the White Sox for the second straight time. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a chopper to the shortstop, Nelson Norman. He's got it, gets rid of it in a hurry, and throws him out. Just did get him to retire the side. So a double and a triple account for the lone run, as the man at third was there with nobody out and unable to bring him home. So the White Sox get only 1 out of all of it. A double and a triple, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on. So we go to the bottom of the first here at Arlington. The White Sox won, the Rangers coming to bat. Warren Brown back at Arlington, Texas, as we go to the bottom of the first. Steve Trout getting in his warm-up tosses. Steve about to make his 21st appearance of the year, his 5th start. I was about to say it's his 4th start in a row, but he appeared and faced 1 batter last Sunday against the Tigers. So that snapped that string. So this is his 4th start in his last 5 appearances. He has pitched 64 innings, allowing only 22 earned runs on 64 hits. 4 of them homers. He's walked 27, struck out 28, with an ERA of 3.09. He also has 4 saves to his credit. In his 4 starts this year, he has completed 2 games, including his last outing, when he went the distance against these Texas Rangers and allowed only 2 earned runs and struck out 8. Bump Wills, switch-hitting second baseman, leads it off, and the first pitch a breaking ball for a strike. Wills hitting .278, 3 homers and 28 RBIs. Lamar Johnson at first tonight, George Orta at second, Greg Pryor at short, and Jim Morrison at third. Here's the pitch, a breaking ball, misses. Ball 1, strike 1. Alan Bannister out in left field, Chet Lemon in center, and Claudell Washington in right. Trout into the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul. Trout started against the Detroit Tigers after being called up in May. Got beat 5-4 on May the 7th for his only loss as a starter. Left-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball, deep left center field. Lemon going way back, way back. It is the wall. Here goes Wills going into second. He's going to try for 3, and now he thinks better of it and goes back to second. Just over Chet Lemon's glove off the wall. Might even have hit the glove. And Wills is on with a double and a tying run at second base with nobody out. Boy, that ball was well hit into deep left center field. It's 370 in the alleys, and it extends out to 400 feet. And the batter, Buddy Bell, with an 8-game hitting streak, has upped his average now to 288. 7 homers, 53 RBIs. Here is probably the most underrated third baseman in the American League. Everyone says, well, good field, no hit, but this guy has been hitting the last couple of years. Here's the pitch foul down the right side. At Cleveland last year, he hit 282, 6 homers, 62 RBIs. The year before that, he hit 292, 11 homers, 64 RBIs. Had hit 281, 271. 14 homers are his tops in the big leagues. That occurred back in 1973 with Cleveland. And the most RBIs he's ever driven in 1 year in the big leagues. 2 years ago, 64. So he's got a chance this year to surpass his RBI total and possibly eclipse his home run total. 1 strike in the batter. Left-hander delivers. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a looper into right. Base hit. Wills had to hold up. The throw coming into the home plate area, and May has to go out on the infield grass to grab it as Wills holds up at third, and the Rangers have runners on at first and third. Bell just stroked that breaking ball to the opposite field. Didn't try to bury it at all. And he singles, trying to go the right side to advance that runner to third. Not only did he do that, but he also got on himself. So 2 on, nobody out. Al Oliver, the batter, hitting 295, 9 homers, 42 RBIs. Trout, before beating Texas in his last start 5-3, had gone the distance and beaten Kansas City 4-1. Here's a fastball, swing and a miss. So in his last 2 starts, he has gone all the way, allowing only 2 earned runs in those last 2 starts. Correction, 2 earned runs. Here's the pitch up high. He's given up 4 runs in his last 2 starts, 2 of them earned. So runners at first and third, nobody out. White Sox out in front here in the first inning, 1-0. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's low ball. Rangers coming into tonight's ball game right behind the California Angels. We're at Baltimore for a pair. Texas 2 games behind California. Baltimore hosting California, 2 games out in front of Boston. 2 balls and a strike. Trout ready. Here's the pitch, a fastball right back to the mound. They've got Wills trapped. He goes to second. Not in time, in the dirt. Here comes Kessinger, but now he goes back. Trout wanted to go to third, but the third baseman was not over there. He couldn't throw to third. The third baseman was playing back at double play depth. The ball was thrown in the dirt by Trout to second to try to force Bell. He knew he couldn't get Oliver, and had he thrown it right on the money, he would have had him, but the ball went in the dirt and then bounced up to Pryor. Thus, the bases are loaded. And nobody out. It'll go, I believe, as a fielder's choice. Nope, they're going to give an error on Trout. For the man getting to second base, Oliver is on in a fielder's choice. So the bases are loaded and nobody out. And right-hander Fred Howard is up and warming up in the White Sox bullpen. So John Ellis, the batter, the hitting coach and playing coach of the Texas Rangers. He plays first base on occasion. But tonight, the designated hitter is they put Soderholm at first. 267 hitter, 10 homers, 42 RBIs. He leads the club in home runs, surprisingly enough, of those in the starting lineup tonight. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul. Putnam is tied with him. He's not in the lineup. He also has 10. Fouls off the first pitch. Trout out in front, 1 strike. Steve Trout in trouble at Arlington in the first. The bases loaded, nobody out. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's high, a ball, 1-1. Cubs, who had won 8 of their last 10 prior to the All-Star break, were upended by Atlanta this afternoon, 8-2. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's inside a ball. Trout working out of a stretch here with the bases loaded. Pump Wills over at third, Buddy Bell at second, and Al Oliver at first. And the cleanup hitter, John Ellis, is up. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul, comes back to the seats. By the way, our big payoff inning will be in the second inning tonight of game number 1, when Lemon, Pryor, and May come to the plate. 1-0. The White Sox out in front, but the Rangers threaten here with the bases loaded. Nobody out, and a 2-2 count on Ellis. Needs a strikeout here and then gets this to hit into a double play to get out of it. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot to left, a base hit. Bannister has it on the hop, and a run scores. Bell holds up at third. We're all tied up 1-1. A single by Ellis to left. Scores Wills. Bell goes to third. Oliver to second. I would have to say that Ellis probably does as much damage to the White Sox as anybody on this Texas club. So Richie Zisk, the batter, still nobody out. Trout still going to work out of the stretch position. Here's the pitch to Zisk, swinging a chopper to third, base hit over his head. 1 run is in. Here comes another man home, and the Rangers lead 3-1. AstroTurf single on regular grass. That ball just hopped over Morrison's head, and the Rangers lead 3-1. As this drives home a pair, Bell coming home and Oliver coming home, with Ellis holding up at second base. Still nobody out. A double, a single, an air, and a pair of singles have gotten Trout in trouble. Zisk was hitting only .218, 6 homers, and 27 RBIs, now 29 for the year. So Billy Sample, the batter, hitting .274, 5 homers, 27 RBIs. The left fielder, runners at first and second, still nobody out. Here's the pitch. One attempt that he foul tips into the catcher's mid-strike one. Sample, the 6th man to bat in the inning. White Sox have beaten Texas 5 straight times and 8 out of 10 for the year. Sox have shut the Rangers out twice. The Rangers have done it to them once. It will not happen tonight in game 1 as Sample swings and misses strike 2. Sox have also taken 2 out of 3 one-run ball games from Texas. Texas has scored as many runs here in the first inning as they have in the last 2 ball games against the Sox. Actually, here's the pitch. Outside a ball. Sox beat them 5-3 in the last outing, 6-3 in the game prior to that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. 3 runs are home here in the first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Pittsburgh just came up with 3 in the second to tie Houston 3-3, first game of a doubleheader. Houston leading the National League West by 5.5 games. The Pirates 4 games out in the National League East behind Montreal. Expos will be at L.A. later tonight. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wills on a 2-strike pitch doubled over the glove of Chet Lemon off the wall in left center. Buddy Bell poked a single to right. Oliver hit one right back to the mound. There was no play at third. Trout, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So there's 1 out. And the batter will be Eric Soderholm. So Trout going to second, threw the ball in the dirt for an error, trying to get Bell. Then Ellis singled, and Zisk chopped a single over the third baseman's head. Now Sample is struck out, and Eric Soderholm, the batter, hitting .245, 6 homers, 36 RBIs overall. Since he has gone with Texas, He has hit .216 with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Fastball chopped to the shortstop Pryor. He's got it. Throws in time to get him at first. And the runners move up. Morrison almost collided with Pryor going after that ball as Soderholm is thrown out 6-3, but the runners, Ellis and Zisk, move up to third and second respectively. Ellis at third and Zisk at second. So the 8th man to bat in the inning, Jim Sundberg, the catcher, hitting .241, 3 homers, 36 RBIs. He is up there with runners at second and third and 2 down. Here's the pitch, and it's outside a ball. They're going to walk him intentionally to get to Nelson Norman. They'll load the bases here for a play at any base. And Norman, not as dangerous a hitter as Sundberg, obviously, as he's hitting only .185 with 9 RBIs. So that is the first walk given up by Trout, an intentional one. Ball 4 is issued, and Sundberg goes down to first. The bases are loaded for the 3rd time tonight. And we're only in the first inning. They had the bases loaded, scored 1 run on a single by Ellis. They remained loaded when Zisk singled home 2 runs, and now the 3rd time they're loaded here in the inning. Nelson Norman, 185 hitter, 9 RBIs, right-handed hitting shortstop. Trout out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball for a strike. California is still leading Boston 3-0 at the end of 5, game 1 of a doubleheader. Ossie going against Martinez. Both the Angels and the Orioles with 2 games lead in their respective divisions. Here's the pitch outside a ball. Milt May doing the catching here this evening in game number 1. I guess, well, you couldn't call it this afternoon as it's 6 o'clock here now. Left-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up behind the plate. May coming back, might have a play, and he does, and he got it. And the inning is over. Milt May grabbed it up against the fence, and Trout gets out of the jam. 3 runs were home, and there were 2 on and nobody out. But he got the rest of them out. It could have been worse. Texas comes up with 3 runs. 2 of them earned on 4 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on. So we're at the end of 1 complete inning of play in game number 1. Texas 3, the White Sox 1. Warren Brown back at Arlington, Texas. As we go to the 2nd, this is the big payoff inning here in game number 1. And hopefully it'll reward our entrance with a lot of money, because at the same time then it would produce a few runs for the White Sox. As Chet Lemon, member of the American League All-Star team, leads it off. Chet hitting .298, 9 homers and 45 RBIs as Texas leads 3-1. And the entrant for Chet is Evelyn Macaluso of 7128 West Medford Avenue in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Macaluso, Evelyn Macaluso of Milwaukee. Here's the pitch to Chet, and it's a strike. Chet played in the All-Star game, went 0 for 2, but scored a run. Was on base twice. Got hit with a pitch, and he walked. Here's the 1-strike delivery, a swing and a foul back to the screen. You're in tune with WMAQ Radio, Chicago, Illinois. Oh, that AstroTurf-type single, that chopper over third by Zisk. Without that, it could have been a tie ball game, but as it is, it brought home a couple of runs. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, comes sidearm, swinging a foul into the seats. Eric Soderholm at first base for Texas tonight in game number 1. Bump Wills at second. Nelson Norman at short, and Buddy Bell at third, with Jim Sundberg doing the catching. Bill Sample out in left field, Al Oliver in center, and Richie Zisk in right. Chet Lemon leading off our big payoff inning. Here's the 2-strike pitch to him. Swing, and another foul. Just got a piece of it. Well, that ball's tough to pick up here. I imagine it's got to be tough down there with this tall right-hander. A hard thrower, Danny Darwin. Got beat by the White Sox in relief in his only relief appearance last week. Here's the pitch. High a ball. Darwin had come up from Tucson. Had been in the starting rotation. Had beaten Baltimore 9-5 with relief help from Kern. And prior to that, he beat Oakland 5-3 with relief help from Lyle.
Was in a tough 3-2 victory over California, though he didn't get the win, went 8 1/3. So the 3 starts he had, the club won all 3. He got 2 wins, and then they put him in the bullpen. The White Sox beat him there last week. Now he's back into the starting rotation. A ball and 2 strikes to Chet Lemon. Batting for Evelyn Macaluso of Milwaukee. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball, 2-2. Told you earlier, Claudell Washington leading, second in the American League in 2 base hits. Chet is third with George Brett. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a hard fastball. Boy, did he blow that by him. So sorry, Evelyn Macaluso of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. No prize tonight as Greg Pryor steps up, batting for Pat Divot of Route 3, box 436, Pomote, Indiana. P-E-M-O-T-T-E. Mote, Indiana. Pryor hitting .283, a homer, and 22 RBIs. Nobody on, 1 out. Texas leads 3-1. We're in the second inning. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike in the inside part of the plate. Milt May in the on-deck circle. Right-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Here's a bunt attempt that's fouled back, and Sundberg dives but can't get it. Fine attempt by Sonny Jim Sundberg, as he's referred to down here. Well, what do you think Sundberg did for his all-star break? Yesterday, he went to a college league game down in Galesburg. Peoria and Galesburg played, and he went out to watch him play and worked out with him. Native of Galesburg, who played his collegiate ball in a Peoria league after playing the regular season for 4 years at Iowa. 2 strikes on Pryor. Right-hander in the windup, kicks, delivers, check swing, a ball outside. Darwin, a Texas product, will be 24 years old in October. Right-hander ready, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. So no prize for Pat Divot of Pomote, Indiana. And the next batter is Milt May. That's 3 strikeouts now for Darwin, 2 here in this inning. And Milt May, the batter, hitting .269, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. And May is batting for Lisa Lawler of 7601 Coach Road in Palos Heights, Illinois. Milt, the left-handed hitter. Let's see, we've got Gar, Orta, Washington. First 3 hitters bat from the left side. And the pitch is low ball. And then May. So 4 left-handed hitters, 5 right-handed hitters in the lineup tonight. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball outside. 3-1, Texas leading. White Sox got a run in the first. The Rangers came back and posted 3 in the bottom half of the inning. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball deep to right. Zisk going back near the warning track. He's there, and he's got it to retire the side. So sorry, Lisa Lawler of Palos Heights, Illinois. No prize for you either, dear, as the White Sox go up 3 up and 3 down. We'll have another big payoff inning in game number 2. So we go to the bottom of the second. The White Sox trailing here. It's Texas 3, the White Sox 1. This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description and the account of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox is prohibited. We go to the bottom of the second. Bump Wills leads it off. He led off the first with a double, and it's outside a ball. Steve Trout on the mound. White Sox trailing here 3-1. Trout into the windup. The 1-0 pitch. And it's high, ball 2. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and myself, Lauren Brown, are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. Here's the pitch, high, ball 3. Trout gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Only one of them was unearned, way I should phrase it. Here's the pitch inside a ball. He walked one man intentionally. Now he leads off the second by walking. Bump Wills. Steve walked 4 in that 9-inning stint against the Rangers his last time out. Buddy Bell, the batter, looped a single into right field his first time up. extending his hitting streak to 9 consecutive ball games. Left-hander out of the stretch, tosses over to first where Wills goes back. Wills this year leading the club with 25 stolen bases. He's been thrown out only 4 times. Here's the pitch, swinging a sharp grounder to short. Over to second for one. Orta boots the ball. The runner is out at second, however. And Orta tags him out as Wills ran off the field. I believe the umpire said he was out anyway. And Wills didn't know it. He started running towards the dugout, and Orta went after him. But it looked like the umpire indicated that he was out anyway at second, that he was coming off the bag and dropped the ball as he tried to get the ball out of the glove and dropped it. It'll be a force out, 6-4 at any rate. I think everybody got confused on that one. Orta didn't, however. Here's a toss to first. Bell is back as he just ran behind Wills and tagged him on the infield grass. Well, Wills would have been out anyway for going out of the baseline. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a topper right back to the mound. Trout has it, throws to first in time to get Oliver. Twice tonight, Oliver has bounced back to the mound, but this time he is thrown out. Last time he got on in a fielder's choice as Trout went to second to get Bell, only to throw it in the dirt and not get Bell. So Bell advances into scoring position, and John Ellis, the designated hitter, the batter. See, Ellis last week against the White Sox, one game he was one. Three for 4, that'd be 4 for 7. Here's the pitch, inside a ball. Wound up 4 for 11 in that series. The hit here tonight, he's 5 for 12 against the Sox, and here's a swing and a base hit into center. Here comes the runner around trying to score. The throw to the plate coming in, he is safe. May said he tagged him. The runner never slid. Here comes Kessinger to argue about it. Phillips said no. May claims he tagged him on the leg. Buddy Bell never slid. And the umpire, who has the final call, says he is safe, and it's a 4-1 ball game as Ellis gets another hit. Driving in his second run of the ball game. So that leadoff walk, though it was forced out at second, still the man who got on after the force out comes around to score, and the Rangers lead 4-1. So the argument continues at home plate, and the batter be Richie Zisk, who chopped a 2-run single over the third baseman, said his first time up will be the batter. Willie Stargell has hit a 2-run homer in the third inning for the Pirates. They're still at bat in the first game of the doubleheader, and they lead Houston at least 5-3. So May goes to the mound to talk to Trout. Steve has now given up 5 hits. The 4 runs the Rangers have here in the last 2 innings, the most they've had in the last 4 ball games against the White Sox. Sox have beaten them 3-0, 5-4, 6-3, and 5-3 as they've won 5 in a row. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball. A walk, a force out, an infield out, advancing the runner to second, and a single. Have posted a run here in the second. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball deep to center. Lemon is there, and he's got it to retire Zisk and the Rangers here in the second. But not before they come up with 1 run and only 1 hit, 1 man left on. So we're at the end of 2 at Texas, game 1 of the doubleheader. The Rangers 4, the White Sox 1.
Dad, do you know what a Happy Meal is?
No.
I do. It's a regular-sized McDonald's hamburger or cheeseburger, regular-sized fries, regular-sized soft drink, McDonald's Man cookies hamper, and a special prize.
Wow.
And
Lauren Brown back at Texas as we go to the third inning. The White Sox trailing by 3 here, 4-1. Jim Morrison, the third baseman, will lead it off, hitting 188, a homer and 2 RBIs. Danny Darwin gave up a double and a triple to the first 2 hitters up tonight, but since then he has retired 6 in a row, including 3 strikeouts. A beautiful night in Texas, 84 degrees, a northeasterly breeze at 8 miles an hour, coming from the left field seats to the right field foul line. Danny Darwin delivers to Morrison, and it's up high a ball. Morrison will be followed by Gar and Orta. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch inside a ball. 2-0. Well, that old phrase, home sweet home. But for the White Sox this year, road, oh, road. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's a strike. The White Sox have played 500 ball on the road, winning 22 and losing 22. Whereas at home is where the problems have occurred. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swinging the grounder, base hit down the left field line. Might be for 2. Here goes the runner headed for third. Sample throws, and he is too late as Morrison goes in with a double as he lined one past Bell to Bell's right between Bell and the bag at third. And the White Sox have a runner at second and nobody out. And Ralph Gar, the batter, who doubled on the first pitch of the ball game, is the batter. The White Sox at home this year have won 19 and lost 28. Some of the players say they're more in a routine on the road. They know they're going to take infield every day as well as batting practice every day, where they're not always sure at home. That's the reason they claim that they play better ball on the road. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball deep to right. Way back. This ball might get out of here. It is gone. A home run. And the White Sox are back in this ball game. Ralph Gar going after the first pitch puts one over the 330 marker just inside the foul pole, and it's a 4-3 ball game. Ralph has swung twice tonight. He has doubled and he has homered. And the White Sox are right back in it. Ralph driving in his 30th and 31st RBIs of the year, and that surpasses his entire output of a year ago, which was 29, which he had equaled a couple of games ago. So the base is empty. 2 runs are home. All 4 hits off of Darwin have been extra base blows. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And George Orta, the batter. George tripled his last time up. Well, he gave some tickets to the Genoa Little League Cubs of Genoa, Illinois. And the first pitch to Orta was a strike. Second offering is a ball. A double by Jim Morrison and a 2-run homer by Gar. Here's the pitch inside a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Buddy Bell playing in on the grass at third. Outfield playing George straight away. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to first. Soderholm has it. Throws to the pitcher covering, and he just did beat him. As Orta is thrown out, 3-1. Soderholm playing at first base for the second straight game. He played first base against Kansas City the other day, and all the Rangers said he did a good job. One play, they dragged a bunt on him, but he had no play at first or the plate as Kansas City scored a run, and Jim Sundberg saying nobody would have been able to throw the runner out. So this is his second straight game at first. Howe of Houston has come back to hit a home run in the fourth. Here's the pitch, a swing and a grounder right side. It is a foul ball. Claudel Washington looking down at the first base umpire. Soderholm across the line trying to grab it. Eric was saying the big difference that he finds, he said at third base sometimes you're lulled to sleep. But he said at first base, you're in on the play practically every time. Pete Rose had said pretty much the same thing when he went to Philadelphia this year. And in fact, he liked it. He said, I'm getting older now, and it keeps me on my toes more. Motivation is there. So 1 strike to Claudel. A strikeout victim his first time up. Nobody on, 1 out. 2 runs are home here in the third. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. Texas leading the White Sox 4-3. Orta was charged with an error in that last inning on Wills. Then he, because of the umpire saying he was not out, that he was safe, and then Wills went off the bag. So here's the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So George went on and tagged him out. That's the 4th strikeout for Darwin tonight. Claudel has been the victim twice, and the batter is Lamar Johnson, who grounded out to third his only time up. So nobody on and 2 down. That home run by Gar was the 6th home run off the Rangers this year. Sox hit 5 off of Texas last year. But the home runs really don't mean that much. The White Sox have been out-homered by Texas 7-6 this year, 11-5 a year ago, but yet have beaten them 19 out of 25 times over the last 2 years, as the pitch misses outside of all 2-0. Here's the pitch, a swing and a grounder to Bell at third. He's got it and throws him out. Lamar Johnson went outside the line. I don't know why, but it looked like Soderholm, well, he had come off the bag, but Eric got back in time. And Bell, handling a tough chance that came up high on him, throws him out to retire the side. But in the inning, the White Sox come back with 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blow, a 2-run homer by Ralph Gar, and nobody left on. So we go to the bottom of the third. Texas 4, the White Sox 3.
Lion Photo Supply, the Midwest's largest camera stores, have the Canon camera that's so advanced it's simple. Lion Photo Supply is the one that started a whole new generation of single-lens reflex photography that's push-button simple. At Lion Photo Supply, you'll see the Canon AE-1's computerized automatic exposure, and compact mass handling will give you pictures for new creativity you may never have realized was there all along. The Canon AE-1, its accessories are priced right at your nearby Lion Photo Supply store. The Canon AE-1 is the best thing that you can do for your pictures. So go to your nearby Lion Photo Supply store and ask for a free Canon demonstration. Lion Photo Supply stores, 3 giant locations. In Schaumburg at 500 Gulf Road, in Aurora in the Fox Valley Center Shopping Center, and their newest location in Chicago at 66 East Madison Street. And while you're there, register for the White Sox baseball giveaway. Win a free autographed White Sox baseball or bat and box seats. No purchase necessary. All entries must be in by July 28th. That's Lion Photo Supply for the Canon AE-1.
The time is right, that feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Whoa, Stroh, for the real beer lover, Stroh tastes like no other. Stroh, for the real beer lover, from one beer lover to another. Stroh.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Lauren Brown back at Texas as Billy Sample fouls one down the left side, going after the first pitch of Steve Trout here as we begin the bottom of the third. Texas out in front of the White Sox, 4-3. About hit the Sox 5-4. It'll be Sample, Soderholm, and Sundberg. 3 S's here in the second. Here's the pitch, or in the third, and it's a strike. Strike 2. Sample, a strikeout victim by Trout his first time up. White Sox with a run in the first. Texas came back with 3 in the first and 1 in the second to take a 4-1 lead. Here's the pitch, high and away a ball, and Ralph Gar belted a 2-run homer in the top half of this inning to cut the Texas margin down to 1 run. Left-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder foul to the left side. Frank Lucchese watches it go past him in the coach's box at third. Fred Koenig doing the coaching over at first. After 2 rounds of the British Open, Hale Irwin out in front, 6 under par. Balestro's 4 under. Longmire, who led yesterday, 3 under par. Tommy Watson 2 under par. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul. Comes straight back. D. Clark 1 under and Jack Nicklaus 1 under. So the former Colorado safety, Hale Irwin, out in front. A ball and 2 strikes. Left-hander in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging another foul to the left side. White Sox wrapping up season play against the Rangers here with 3 in 2 days. Then Kansas City comes in for the weekend. And then Texas will be all through before the end of July with playing Kansas City and the White Sox. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside a ball. I believe they've got 10 games left with California. In fact, they play California in September 6 of their final 10. Here's a swing and a shot to right field. Claudel is back. He's there, and he's got it right at the edge of the warning track in right field. So Sample flies out the other way, and there's 1 out. Well, those games might have a lot to do with this Western Division title. They're at California on the weekend of the 21st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then they end the season here at home against California. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike. I think the biggest oddity as Soderholm's the batter, grounded out to short his only time up. Biggest oddity in this goofy American League schedule this year is a curveball, strike 2. Got him on the inside part of the plate. Is Milwaukee. The last month and a half of the season, they do not play a team in their own division. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Fastball just missed. And that could be a great advantage for those Brewers. Mainly they play Seattle and Oakland. Here's the pitch, high and inside a ball. Milwaukee, only 6 games out of first going into tonight's action. They're hosting Toronto at County Stadium. 2-2 to count. Nobody on, 1 out. Left-hander in the windup. Here's the pitch. Check swing, called strike 3, struck him out. Second strikeout for Trout. Soderholm 0 for 2 for the night. And the batter, Jim Sundberg, intentionally passed his last time up as Trout tries to retire the side in order for the first time tonight. It'll be Ken Kravick going in the nightcap against Ferguson Jenkins. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball outside. 330 down the lines here at Texas. 370 in right and left center and 400 feet in straightaway center. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And it's inside a ball. So if you look at the dimensions, you say, wow, this is a great ballpark to hit in. But it's really not, because of the prevailing winds that 95% of the time come straight in from center field or from right and right center to the left field foul line. Here's the pitch, high a ball. 3-0. Here tonight, they were coming in from left field to right. Now they've switched. They're going from the left field corner to the right field corner. Here's the 3-0 delivery. And it's a strike right down the pipe. Sundberg taking all the way. Sundberg, a .241 hitter. 3 homers, 36 RBIs, has been bothered by injuries, got hit in the head this year. Here's the pitch, and it's strike 2. So he has had his problems at the plate, not all of his own making. He's really had a rough year, to say the least. Left-hander in the windup, the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder to short. Greg Pryor has it. Throws in time to retire the side, and the Rangers are down 1-2-3 here in the 3rd. So we're at the end of 3. I'm Lauren Brown. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall will be along in the 4th. It's the Rangers 4, the White Sox 3.
Want to make sure your tires give you long mileage plus radial tire fuel efficiency performance at the price is right? Well, that's easy. Firestone can help. Drive into Firestone today and equip your car with the finest steel-belted radial Firestone has ever built. The outstanding 721. Of course, mounting is free and convenient credit plans are available. You'll be happy with the dependable driving performance and long mileage your new fuel-efficient Firestone steel-belted radial fuel fighter 721s deliver. And that's at Firestone. In Hoffman Estates, Illinois, your Firestone store located at 1050 North Roselle Road between Higgins and Gulf. At your Firestone store at Hoffman Estates, Illinois. In Chicago, your Firestone dealer is Wentworth Tire, located at 111 and I-94 at 11130 South Corliss. In Chicago, Wentworth Tire. In La Crosse, Indiana, your Firestone dealer is Heinold and Feller, Highway 421 South. That's Heinold and Feller in La Crosse, Indiana.
When it comes to lawn and garden care, True Value Hardware stores can help you get a good thing growing. Hi, Pat Summerall to suggest True Test nylon reinforced vinyl hoses to get water to your yard and plants when the rain doesn't. True Test nylon reinforced vinyl hoses stay flexible in all weather, so they're easy to coil, and their rugged construction means you can safely shut them off at the nozzle without fear of bursting. Get a True Test 60-foot vinyl hose for just $8.99 and a 90-foot length for just $12.88, only at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going on to the top of the fourth inning. 4-3 in favor of the Rangers. Here's Bannister leading it off, swings and fouls off the first pitch. Bannister hitting .316, bounced out his first time. White Sox home next Tuesday night. There's a pitch in there for a strike call. Nobody on, nobody out. Alan Bannister trying to get something going. There's a pitch way wide.
You stay close to this guy, Coach. We're going to get him. He's just throwing good fastballs. His breaking stuff is not much. And now they've seen him a couple of times. I got a feeling we're going to hit him pretty good.
Now the signal given, 2 strikes and a ball. The pitch, high pop fly. Short right field, Zisk is waiting for it, and he takes it. Bannister pops to Zisk, 1 out. That will bring up Chet Lemon. He struck out his first time.
Holy cow, Texans for Harry. How about that for a sign?
Yeah, there's a big banner there.
Boy, it is a big banner. Those 2 guys are big carrying it. Everything's big in Texas.
Michael Anderson, vocational coordinator of the Lake County Area Vocational Center here with the group. Here's a pitch to Lemon, and it's high. Birthday greetings to my good friend Tommy Maher. 39 again today, I guess. There's a strike call.
To you. Happy
1 ball, 1 strike. Now the signal given. Now the delivery. Good fastball at the knee. Chet Lemon, who played the All-Star game last night in Seattle, he must be a tired young man. The jet lag and all that. Here's the pitch. He struck him out for the second time in a row.
Same pitch, jammed him inside, and he was handcuffed. Ball's moving in on him. That's his best pitch, his fastball, but Lemon continues to try and hit him on top of the plate. He just eats him up.
2 men are out. Here's Pryor. He fanned his first time up. That's 5 strikeouts now for Danny Darwin. Yeah, the All-Star game Tuesday night. Couldn't have gotten away until yesterday sometime. There's a line drive base hit. Pryor singles sharply to right, and that will bring up Milt May. Pryor hitting .283 for the season. Line that ball beautifully to the opposite field. That's something he hasn't been doing much in the recent weeks. Something he was doing a lot of earlier in the season.
Especially with 2 strikes. May had a good pitch to hit 2-0 and skied it to right field near the fence last night. He'd like to have that same pitch back again.
So a runner at first base, 2 out. Milt May, left-handed hitter, batting .269, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. Now the stretch, the pitch, here it is, strike call. Fastball right in there. Boy, quite an air-conditioned studio you have here, Dan Hozak, our engineer. Now the delivery, here it is. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Here's a run around second holding. The throw comes back into second base. I wish it had kept going. May singles to right. That will bring up Morrison.
Well, I guess he figured 2 outs, and the ball was really hit sharply. But if he started right away, he'd have made it easy.
They were talking on the bench during infield practice, watching the outfielders throw. There wasn't a single guy in their outfield that could throw the ball. And Zisk especially, his throwing arm's really gone back.
Sample throws like a girl. He throws sidearm, flips it. He has to wind up to get it back to the infield. I'll tell you one thing. I know a lot of ball players that would like to see what I've been watching in the outfield, want to make a comeback. And they were sent to the minors from the majors.
Houston is tied at Pittsburgh, 5-5 at the end of 4. Here now is Morrison. He doubled his first time up. Here's a pitch by Darwin. And it's high, ball 1.
You take Torres, Washington, and Lemon in one outfield for us. We got the best throwing outfield in the American League. And Torres really got a very accurate arm.
He's one of the best throwers in either league.
Yeah.
There's the pitch. Swung at a breaking ball, and he missed it. That evens a count at a ball and a strike. White Sox with 5 hits, the Rangers with 5 hits. The White Sox have made 2 errors. Now ball and a strike. Morrison the hitter. Now the stretch by Darwin. Breaks contact with the rubber. Now he's back up there again. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Ralph Garr will be up there next. If Morrison can keep it going, Garr doubled his first time, hoping the next time.
I'd like to see Morrison get hit in the butt. The way Garr's hitting.
Now the pitch curve outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
He does not have much of a breaking ball, Darwin. It's flat, and he's way outside with it.
Now the signal given. Here's the pitch on the way, 3-1.
Oh,
popped it up. Left field. Sample coming in. Shortstop going out. Shortstop makes the catch. Covered a lot of ground on that. Norman ran a mile.
What a place. Sampler never had caught that ball.
Morrison popped out to Norman. Nelson Norman, the shortstop, making a fine running catch in short left field. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go into the bottom of the 4th. Texas still leading 4-3.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
You know what I want to be when I grow up?
No, what?
A lift truck driver like our neighbor, Mr. Martin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he drives a Clark.
And what makes you think you'd make a good lift truck operator?
Well, Mr. Martin seen me riding my skateboard. He says I got all the right moves.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm sure Mr. Martin could also tell you that it's very hard work.
Yeah, but he says Clark trucks are easier to drive than most.
Well, he should know.
And he says they stay on the job longer.
He means they have less downtime than others.
What's downtime?
Well, downtime is when nothing is working. A broken lift truck just sits around and is totally useless.
You mean like Mom says you are on the weekend?
Very funny.
Your Clark Lift dealer in Kane County, located at 1001 Aurora Avenue in Aurora. You can call them today at 896-9655.
The timing is right for feelings coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Stroh's for the real beer lover. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another Stroh's.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
From one beer lover to another. Stroh. You'll love it. I know I do.
Harry, Nelson Norman not getting a hand. Boy, he made a tremendous catch. He ran all the way to the bullpen from shortstop and caught the ball over the back of his head. And they don't even give him a hand. It was a sensational play. We just scored 2 runs.
Here's a pitch to Norman, a curveball in there for a strike call. Well, I think it was such a high pop fly that figured somebody should catch it. They didn't realize that Sample, for some reason, had not started to run, and Norman had to come to his rescue, covering an awful lot of ground, but he made the catch look so easy. Norman, the hitter, with a count of a ball and a strike, takes a little bit inside, ball 2.
I didn't even want him to be there. I don't know how he got down there.
2 balls and a strike. I didn't want Morrison to swing. I was hoping he'd get a base on ball.
We're never satisfied, you know.
To bring up Gar with the bases loaded. Now he'll be leading off. Here's the pitch. Popped it up. Short center field. Lemon coming in. Calling to the ball. Makes the catch.
I think that guy hits with a rope. I don't think he hits with a bat. He's the lousiest looking hitter that I've ever seen in the American League in 20 years.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's hitting 167 one way and 184 the other way.
You know, add them together and you got what?
1 out, nobody on. Here's Bump Wells. He's been on base twice. Steve Trout's fifth. Fastball a little bit wide.
I just want to thank Bump Wills for running off the bag when order dropped the ball. I thought that was a wonderful play.
1 ball, no strikes. Now the delivery, here it is. Fastball a little bit lowered inside. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 man gone. We're in the bottom of the 4th, first game of the night doubleheader with the Rangers leading 4-3. There's the strike call. Over the outside corner, just below the letter.
The hitters are not liking that. He's way inside, and he's very short, Phillips, and he seems to miss that pitch outside.
There's a little squibber off the end of the bat. Lamar Johnson has it, steps on the bag for an easy out. Wills hit one off the end of the bat, and Lamar Johnson scooped it up easily. 2 gone.
Oliver, after doing the same thing twice, took himself out because his hand was bothering him, and Wills that time was way out in front of a changeup. Good motion by the young man.
Here is Buddy Bell. He singled and bounced out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, right field, should be caught. Claudell Washington is there, and he has. That's the 2nd perfect inning in a row, pitched by Steve Trout. He's retired the last 7 that he's faced. And at the end of 4, it's still the Rangers 4, the White Sox 3.
Your Chicagoland Zenith dealer invites you to come in for an exciting demonstration of Zenith remote control with Zoom in the best Zenith ever. See the Zenith Panorama, a 1979 System 3 giant screen, 25-inch diagonal, unique ultra-modern style full-to-floor console. Get the full story on Zenith System 3 before you buy. You'll see the sharpest Zenith picture ever, a brand new picture tube, the Trifocus, with 3 focusing actions, not 1, but 3. And the new 100% modular chassis, the Triple Plus, for a whole new standard in Zenith dependability. Plus Color Sentry, Zenith's most sophisticated automatic color control system. All these great features plus Space Command 1200 with instant zoom close-up. The zoom picture is 50% larger. Power Sentry voltage regulator, picture control, automatic fine-tuning control, and illuminated channel numbers. Zenith System 3, designed to be the best performing color TV in Zenith history and the most reliable. Stop in and ask about Zenith Panorama at your Zenith dealer today.
Hi, everybody. Jimmy Pearsall for Emory Air Freight. Like baseball, a small package business has a manager of the year. This year, it's Emory Express. We deliver by 11 the next morning, and no one else can manage that.
Harry Carey back at the ballpark. We're going into the top of the 5th inning. The head of the batting order coming up. Gar, who doubled his first time, homered the man on the next time.
Well, he's doing the job, isn't he? Well, Clear's in that ball game for California in the 8th. They're going in the bottom of the 9th. California leading 3-0 over Baltimore.
Willie Mays Akins hit the homer in the first inning with 2 on, and that's it. 3-0 Baltimore batting in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Ralph Gar to lead it off. Here's the pitch on the way. Swings, and he missed a breaking ball. Strike 1.
You notice how good a left-hander can follow a guy like him. He doesn't come right over the top. He's flat, 3/4. Boy, they can see it. Get a good rip. Gar is swinging from downtown.
1 strike to nothing. Now the pitch. Swings, and he fouls it back, and again he had a good rip at it. He's the most unorthodox hitter I think I've ever seen. His feet are never on the ground. He's up in the air swinging. And he has the biggest strike zone, yet he hits 300 every year. Now the delivery, here it is. Line foul down the third base line. He hits the ball everywhere.
And his bat weighs 38 ounces. Try to carry it to the plate.
2 strikes to nothing.
That's why he doesn't walk so much, because he's swinging. You got to get it started.
Now the pitch swung, and he fouled it back again. He has swung at everything they've thrown. That's 5 straight pitches. that he has fouled off. 2 strikes and nothing to count. Nobody on, nobody out. They're moving Sample in from left field. He wants his sunglasses now. The sun is just coming out.
Houston and Pittsburgh all tied 5 apiece. They're in the 5th inning. Morgan's warming up for Oakland. He's 0-4 against Tion, who's 6-4. Tion has made himself a little comeback, Harry. He's pitching a lot better. Seattle's playing Boston. They haven't scored in the first inning. Boston batting in the bottom of the first. They're playing at Boston. Boston's got to make a move. They trail by 3, Baltimore, don't they?
They're 2 behind.
2 behind.
Milwaukee's only 6 out. The Yankees are 11 back. More trouble with the Yankees. Now it's in the front office. The story has it that Al Rosen is going to quit the Yankees as president to join Billy Weinberger, who well known in gambling circles. A pitch, low and inside.
The one thing you'll say for Steinbrenner, he's the boss. And he and Martin are getting along just fine. Billy said they should have started that game early, and Anaheim.
Strikes in the ball. Here's a pitch foul, out of play. Well, it looks like they're kissing cousins now,
yeah.
Martin and Steinbrenner.
He wouldn't return Rosen's calls.
2 strikes in the ball. Now the signal. Here's the pitch. High. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ralph Garr trying to get something going. Bouncing ball up the middle. It's going to get through his 3rd straight hit. Garr bounces a single to center. So the tying run is on. Nobody out. Here's George Orta. And that they went for left-hander to be brought in. Pat Corrales has seen all he wants to see from Danny Darwin. And the left-hander comes in out of the bullpen.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Harry. It's getting warm, and it's starting to bring out everything, pretty things around here right now. The pigeons and everything.
Who's the new pitcher?
The new pitcher that starts with an R. What's his? Rachis. Rachis is 0-0. It's 14th appearance. Left-hander's been up and down. 2.62 is his ERA. He started 1 game. He's pitched 24 innings. 26 hits he's given up. 7 runs, 7 earned. 4 home runs they've hit off him. He's allowed 6 base on balls. He has struck out 7. Left-hander stands about 6'5", weighs about 185 pounds. He is tall and lean. Kicks that front foot up pretty high. The White Sox scored a run in the top of the first. They had a chance to get a couple. Garr doubled. Orta tripled off the right center field fence. This all happened with nobody out. Then Washington struck out with a runner on 3rd. Johnson hit a ground ball to 3rd, didn't score him. And then Bannister grounded to short. So there we left a runner on 3rd with nobody out, didn't score him. We got 2 when Garr, after Morrison doubled down the left field line, Garr hit a home run down the right field line. The Rangers got 3 in the first inning. They got 3 runs on 4 hits. An error by the pitcher, Trout. He hurt himself. And then a high hopper in that inning with the bases loaded scored a run when Zisk hit it out in front of the plate. It bounced over to third baseman Morrison's head. 2 runs. Check that. A base hit to center. Lemon to a strike to the plate. Milt May thought he tagged Bell, but he said he missed him. So there was 3 runs that might not have scored if things went our way. But we're right in this ball game. A big home run by Garr. And now there's nobody out, and we've got the new left-hander in the ball game.
Dave Racich, who used to be in the Yankee organization. He came along with Sparky Lyle. Here's a runner at first base. Nobody out. George Orta, the hitter. He's going to bunt it. The pitch is high.
What are we, bunting the tie in the 5th inning on the road?
Runner at first base. Nobody out. Now Racich's pitch. Here it is. Strike call at the knee. Again, he was bunting. He looks at Bobby Winkle.
Maybe he's missing the sign. I don't know, but Bobby's not coming up to him.
Racich from Youngstown, Ohio. 28 years old. From the University of Arizona. Now the big left-hander is ready. The pitch to George Orta. Instead over to first, the runner back. Racich was traded by the Yankees along with Sparky Lyle and Larry McCall, catcher Mike Heath, and a shortstop and Cash to the Rangers. The pitch. Curve a little bit high outside, ball 2.
Now let him hit.
Again, he looks down at Bobby Winkles, who's looking in. He wants to talk to him.
I can't believe he's we're on the road. What are we playing for, 1 run?
2 balls and a strike. I think they changed the signals, and that's why there's a little confusion. Because of the presence of Soderholm, who used to be their teammate, they've had to change the sign.
Orta's still not sure. He's still looking.
2 balls and a strike. We'll throw over to first, runner back.
Doyle Alexander, a right-hander. Another one of those $1.5 million pitchers warming up in the bullpen.
Wish they'd get him in. 2 balls and a strike. Racich is ready. Now the pitch, here it is. High pump ball back. He had a good cut at that one. And that evens the count at 2-2.
Boy, he had his cut. Don't look for anything now. There's 2 strikes, George. 2 balls. Get in there and hit.
Keep staring at Bobby Winkle.
Anything you don't want to get a hitter is worrying about when the count's 2-2 about a sign. He's got to protect the plate against the left-hander.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A throw over to first, the runner back. Score 4-3 in favor of Texas. We're in the top of the 5th inning. First game of the night doubleheader. Quick throw. Gar is back. They might start Gar here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch, here it is. Fouled it back and out of play. That ball was to the outside part of the plate, and Orta went right with him. Spectator made a great catch in the stand. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They clapped louder for that than he's in for the play by Norman.
Now the stretch. The pitch. Fouled it back again. Had a good cut at a knee-high fastball. Racich is throwing him a lot of fastball. Racich stands 6'5". Weighs 175.
Is that all?
Tall, skinny left-hander. Here's the pitch. Swings, and he fouls it back again. He's getting some good cuts. White Sox will be back home Tuesday night against the Kansas City Royals. Then the Cleveland Indians, and then the New York Yankees. 3-game series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Here it is. Double play ball to the shortstop. Fumbles it for a moment. Gar is still out at second base. Juggled it, but got Gar anyway.
You know, Harry, that's the first bad play in 10 games that kid has made, and that was a tough chance because he wanted to hurry it for the double play. Took his eye off it for a moment, then juggled it, but got the forced play.
Here's Claudel Washington. He's facing a left-hander now. There's one consolation. There's no way he could look any worse against a left-hander than he did the first 2 times up against the right-hander Darwin, as he struck out looking bad both times. Now the pitch, here it is. Ground ball up the middle, might get through, a base hit. Here's the runner run. Come on, George! Come on, George! George!
Oh, George.
Orta, a ground ball. Look at Bobby Winkles. His shoulders just bent as if, what are you going to do? Ground ball up the middle. Orta was so undecided. He had to stop at second base to tag the base. By that time, the center fielder came in, picked the ball up. Instead of having the tying run at third with only 1 out, we have runners at first and second with 1 away. Just no base running instinct at all.
The ball had seeing eyes. It was hit so easy that you got to know you can go all the way to third.
Here's Lamar Johnson. Curveball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, we got our big right-handed hitter now against the southpaw. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 4-3 in favor of Texas. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Lamar. Curveball in there, beauty, a strike call. That evens the count of the ball and the strike. Washington, the runner at first. Orts at second. Racich gets set. Now the delivery. Here it is. There it goes. Way back. Might be out of here. It could be. It is. A home run for Lamar Johnson. And the White Sox have taken the lead. I guess that's why George stopped at second. He knew a home run was coming up next. Lamar hit an off-speed curve and got it just right and langed it over the left field wall. The White Sox have taken the lead 6-4.
Just before that pitch was made, Lamar had spread his legs out further, like he was going to just wait. And when you spread out like that, you can't stride as much. Boy, he just waited and ripped that ball a line drive to get out of here in a hurry.
Here's Bannister now to pitch. Fastball in there for a strike call. Vanny's 0 for 2 tonight. White Sox have taken the lead 6-4. A 3-run homer by Lamar Johnson. There's the fastball a little bit low. The count is evened up at a ball and a strike. 3 runs are in, 1 man out. Ralph Gar's 3 out of 3. There's a curveball into the dirt. Almost hit Bannister on the toe. He skipped the rope to get out of the way. 2 balls and a strike. The delivery now. Line drive, left field base hit. Extra bases. Vanny's around first. He's racing for second. He'll make it easily. He stumbled rounding first base. But he recovered. Here's Pat Corrales coming out, and that's going to be all for racing. And now they got a right-hander down in the bullpen.
Doyle Alexander. Alexander is going to come on. He doesn't like this not starting. He has in his contract that he gets so many starts a year. Well, this isn't one of them tonight. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. It says here he's only 28 years old. Boy, that's hard to believe. He's been around a while. Last year he was 9-10 with the Texas Rangers with an ERA of 3.86. So far this year, Alexander is 3-5. He's making his 16th appearance. He started 12 ball games. His ERA is 4.15. He has no complete games. He hasn't any saves. He's pitched 73 and 2/3 innings, given up 71 hits, 39 runs, 34 earned. They've hit up 1 home run off him. His base on balls has hurt him this year. He's given up 46 and he's struck out 38, so his ratio strikeouts to base on balls is very bad. He's hit 1 batter. He's not overpowering. He comes over the top. He's made a few teams. Alexander stands.
Started with Baltimore.
Baltimore, didn't he, huh?
No, the Dodgers. Then Baltimore. Then the Yankees. Now this is 3rd year with Texas. He's got one of these 10-year contracts, you're saying?
Yes, he does. And in the contract, it states he has to start so many times, which is not too bad of an idea, but certainly the way he's been going with a high ERA and only won 3 and lost 5 with a ball club that scores an awful lot of runs.
He started 12, relieved, and this is the 4th time he's relieved.
Well, you know, Ralph Garr has had himself quite a day. He started this inning off with a base hit, then Orta forced him. Then Washington singled, and Johnson hit a 1-strike curveball in the left field seats. And now Bannister is doubled. There's 1 out here, and we're still ready to get some more runs. Get him, Coach.
All right, here's Lemon, who fanned twice previously. First pitch is a curveball, low and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. homer by Lamar Johnson has given the White Sox a lead. Now Alexander gets ready. Bannister a long lead. Here's the pick-off play. He's back in time. White Sox baseball coming to you through radio station WMAQ, NBC in Chicago.
You know, you can feel it. Even if they get 3 runs ahead, you can feel you can beat this club.
Now the pitch, here it is. And it's a little bit outside. Ball 2. Pryor will be up there next. Willie Stargell hit his 19th homer of the year. But Pittsburgh is tied with Houston 5-5. 2 balls, no strikes on Chet Lemon. Now the stretch, the delivery, here it is. Swings, and he fouled it back. He had a good cut. Seattle at Boston, no score at the end of 1. Oakland's playing at Yankee Stadium tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Lemon, who fanned his first 2 times up. The White Sox only representative in the All-Star game Tuesday night.
You know, Alexander was one of the players earlier in the season that really ripped our club. He's having trouble now. He's mopping.
2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. High pop fly right field. Zisk is there. Makes the catch. Lemon flies to Zisk in right. That will bring up Pryor, who lined a single to right his last time at bat. Big run to pick up. 6-4 in favor of the White Sox. We're in the 5th. Alan Bannister. That double by Bannister was his 15th of the year. Claudell Washington has 25.
Come on,
Greg Pryor, the hitter. Now Alexander gets set. Bannister a lead. Bannister a good base runner. The pitch over the outside corner, a strike call. 1 strike and nothing. 6-4 in favor of the White Sox. Baltimore has been out a while in the 9th inning against the Angels. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. High and inside. Ball 1. The count is evened up. A ball and a strike. LaRoche has relieved in the 9th inning for California.
Imagine making out a check that's in the $150,000 a year bracket for a pitcher like that. When you make it out, you say, gee, is he going to accept it?
1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch, here it is. He didn't mean to swing. He fouls it off inadvertently. Strike 2. He was trying to stop.
It's been a long half inning.
2 strikes and the ball. Doyle Alexander in relief. He got Lemon to fly out. Now he's facing Pryor, a man in scoring position. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Again, he tried to stop his swing, and again he tipped the ball.
The best thing about Alexander is his motion. It is very unusual. He jerks himself around, he stands up straight, then he turns his body, and then gives you nothing.
2 strikes on the ball. Now ready. Pryor digs in the pitch. Swings and he fouls it out of play. The White Sox open up next Tuesday night against the Kansas City Royals. Next Tuesday night will be featured by the Six Flags show prior to the game of the Royals. The next night will be Bankers Night, and Thursday will be Croatian Night. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Bouncing ball right back to the pitcher, easy out over to first. To retire the side, Alexander put the fire out. But the White Sox scored 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. They go into the bottom of the 5th. The White Sox 6, the Rangers 4. Harry Carey back in the ballpark. We're going down to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bill Garner, boy, the Pirates just hit a homer with a man on to give them the lead over Houston, 7-5. Cubs got beat today by the Atlanta Braves. Boy, that Atlanta with a lot of young kids. You know, they are 4.5 games ahead of the Dodgers and only a game and a half behind San Diego. The Cubs beaten today. Pittsburgh is winning. Pittsburgh can go into a tie with the Cubs. All right, here we go, bottom of the fifth. Mike Jorgensen, who came into play center field in place of Al Oliver, will lead it off. 6-4 in favor of the White Sox. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there, a beauty, a strike call to Jorgensen. Jorgensen has modeled a few uniforms also. He was in Montreal with the Mets, hitting .283 with 6 homers. Curved strike, a beauty. 2 strikes and nothing. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth. White Sox about hit them 10-5, lead 6-4. The pitch struck them out on 3 pitches. That's the way to go get that left-hand hitter.
And that's the idea. Don't ever let a left-hand hitter hurt you. 2 curveballs and he hummed the fastball right by him.
You know, Foster of the Reds is leading the National League in hitting. .333 average. Leads in RBIs. That's 20 homers. Another big year for him coming up. Here's Ellis. He swings a ground ball foul outside third. Ellis usually used only against left-handers. He's driven in 2 runs tonight with successive singles in the first and second inning.
Guess how many runs Baltimore got at the bottom of the ninth?
3.
Yes.
Here's the pitch swung and this.
You saw.
Tied it up. No, I didn't. Off-speed curve, and he really made him look bad on that one. 2 strikes and nothing. John Ellis, the designated hitter.
I'm going to tell Soderholm you're my psychic.
Here's the pitch inside. 2 strikes and a ball. Richie Zisk will be up there next. Zisk drove in 2 runs on a bad bounce single in the first inning. Now the pitch, here it is. Just barely missed with a change of pace. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. John Ellis, the hitter. Batting .267. Here's the pitch. Slow ball. Fooled him. A high pop foul outside first base. Lamar Johnson makes the catch. Boy, that was a beautiful change. It just floated up there.
He leaned and leaned and leaned and just barely touched it and popped it up. Hey, Harry, how about being my agent for my new title now that I'm going over to the Superstars games? And
I'll be your agent.
How much you want? Now, how much you need?
Oh, just...
Now, you got to go...
Just the thrill of watching you compete.
I want to tell you, that's really something I'm looking for. I'm going to start training. I need a bicycle instructor.
Here's a pitch to Zisk and a little bit low.
Tell him it's the old-time Superstars like Cousy, Will, and Jim Taylor. You know, those older guys.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, here it is, a little bit low. Ball 2 to Richie Zisk. Got to get a memo from the station first before we can mention it.
Oh, well,
otherwise, you go ahead and mention it.
Well, I'm not talking about any product.
3 balls, no strikes.
I'm the product.
Zisk is ready now with 3-0. I'm sure he'll be swinging if it's good. Ball 4. He walked him with 2 out. Here's Billy Sampson.
You know, they have 10 different categories. The one category I'm not going to be in, that's weightlifting. I have trouble standing up sometimes, though. Weightlifting.
2 men are out. Sample hitting .274. Struck out and flied out. Eric Soderholm waiting on deck. Here's Trout getting ready. Now the stretch. Pitch on the way. High pop fly. Somebody ought to catch it. Bannister's coming in, but Pryor called for it and made the catch. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 5, 6-4 in favor of the White Sox. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We go now into the top of the 6th. Milt May will lead it off. Be nice to get a few more runs. White Sox out in front 6-4. First game of the night doubleheader. May takes a look at Bobby Winkles coaching at third base. Jim Morrison due next. Now the signal given. Here's the wind up the pitch. He bunts down to third base. Was he kidding? Alexander comes up. Boy, there's the slowest man in the world. Laying a bunt down, Milt May. I guess it was a surprise weapon. But unfortunately, bunted right back to Alexander.
Bell was way off the bag, over towards shortstop and deep. He was trying to get it down the line any way he could, but the pitch was inside. He didn't handle it too well.
There's that old expression, don't think you weaken the team. The way May's been hitting the ball. Here's the pitch to Morris, a little bit low. Milt had 4 out of 4 in his last game Sunday, and he's 1 out of 2 before he bunted tonight. 1 out. Here's ball 2, low and away. Ralph Garr will be up there next. He's 3 out of 3. Now the signal given. The pitch. Line drive, base hit for Morrison. Morrison singles sharply to left. That gives him 2 out of 3.
You got to see Alexander. He shook his head like he just threw a Hummer about 90 miles an hour. He threw it about those 73 miles an hour. Remember last year they had him throwing at 88 with that gun? They stopped that this year. You don't see it up there anymore. I think that's a joke, that radar gun.
All right, the runner on at first base is Garr. 1 away. George Orta's next. Can Garr make it 4 out of 4? Why not? Now the signal. Morrison a lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball over the outside corner beneath. And Ralph Garr nods his head in acquiescence. Good to say, yes, you're right, Mr. Umpire. That was a strike. 1 strike to nothing. The pitch. Low and inside to even the count of the ball and the strike. You know, I think Garr is ready for it now. I know in other years he wanted to play. This guy can make a lot of money just as a designated hitter. Ooh, hey, the ball gets away from Soderholm as the pitcher whirls to pick the man off. And Morrison advances to second base. Let's see who they're going to give the air to. Looked like it went right through Soderholm's glove.
That's what happened, Harry. He just doesn't know how to play over there. He almost fouled up one play, and that time the ball went right through his glove and through his leg.
He does get an error on it. They're letting the throw get away from him. So now Morrison's in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Swung! And he missed. And Ralph really hope he doesn't dislocate his vertebrae. You talk about swinging with everything you have. He spun around like a top. Now he's in the hole, though. 2 strikes and a ball. Signal given. Here's the pitch on the way. Line drive right to the shortstop. Nice play. That ball was hit hard. Norman made a fine play to his right of a line drive. 2 gone. That'll bring up Orta.
He hung a Scrooge up in his eyes, and Garr just ripped it. He's what you call very hitterish.
Pat Underwood's going to pitch for Detroit at Minnesota against Jerry Kuzman tonight. Rick Wise for Cleveland against Dennis Leonard in Kansas City. Pittsburgh batting in the bottom of the 7th, leading Houston 7-5. Here's Orta, 1 out of 3. Here's a stretch by Alexander, the pitch. And it's a little bit outside. He threw that one overhanded. Right over the top. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, a man in scoring position. We're in the 6th. Now the delivery. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Morrison playing it safe at second base. George Orta trying to get hold of 1. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball in the first strike call. Good pitch. 6-4 in favor of the White Sox.
7's better than 6, you know?
Certainly is.
Come on, George, you up the middle.
Now the pitch, here it is. Ball 3 is low. Claudell Washington waiting on deck. 3 balls and a strike. 2 men are out. We're in the 6th. White Sox leading 6-4. Now the delivery. Here it is. High fly ball, deep center field, way back. Near the wall, might be out of here. It could be off the top of the wall. There goes Orta into second base with a double. Orta just missed a home run. Off the 400-foot side, it's straightaway center. And it's 7-4. And 8 is better than 7, Jimmy.
You know, he tripled off the right center field fence when both outfielders thought it was a home run in the first. That time he hit a line shot to the 400-foot sign. Boy, as you said, it looked like it was going to be a home run.
Here's Claudel Washington now. 7-4 in favor of the White Sox. Here's Doyle Alexander getting ready. Now to stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1.
How about Corbett sticking his head in the window saying, you guys must be tired looking at second division ball clubs. His club may be in the race, but I'll tell you one thing, they aren't that good.
Now to stretch the pitch. Swung on and he pulled it foul. I tell you look at Texas and they're 2 games out. We've just got to be in an awful division.
Well, yeah, all they have better than us, which is plenty, is Kern and Lyle. You know, there's no difference in the ball clubs themselves on the field, except the salaries are tremendously overpaid.
Now the signal given, a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. He bounced but foul. 2 strikes and a ball. Mark Johnson on deck.
Why do you want to bunt right there? You've got 2 outs. You're a left-handed hitter. This guy is tough on right-handers. Go get him. Boy, go get him. Even if you strike out, you've got the advantage.
You can't drive in the run with a bunt from second base.
They don't pay high salaries for bunts with men on second.
2 strikes and a ball. Now the pitch, here it is. He struck him out on a pitch over his head. Holy cow. So it's 1 run on 2 hits. 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. White Sox 7, Rangers 4.
And tell them that Pat Summerall sent you.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Eric Soderholm will lead it off. First pitch swung on and fouled back and out of play. 1 strike and nothing.
He's got a very feeling swing. He just isn't unloading. He wants so bad to get just a base hit. He's just feeling for the ball instead of really having a good cut.
Now the delivery, here it is. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Pryor's got it. Long throw to first in time. Ooh. Nice play by Greg Pryor. Went to his right, backhanded the ball, and threw perfectly to Lamar Johnson. 1 away.
You think he knew how fast Soderholm could run? He just flipped it over there, and Soderholm didn't even come close.
1 man out. Here's Sundberg now. He walked and rolled out. Sundberg hitting .241, which is low for him. 3 homers, 36 runs batted in. First game of the doubleheaders in the bottom of the 6th. Now the pitch, here it is. And it's a curveball low. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 man out. 7-4 in favor of the White Sox. Now the delivery, here it is. Swung and line foul. Into the stand. You know what Sundberg is doing? He's in one of those ruts where the inside pitch, he's trying to hit the right, and the outside pitch, he's trying to hit the left. When he's hitting, he's just the opposite.
Look at that swing.
Just swung and missed a breaking ball.
You walk up to the plate, and I've been in them, and you say, well, I think I'm ready. Throw it. And you just don't react. If you're up there saying, I'm going to hit a fastball, but you get in those slumps, and that's what he's in right now.
Here's a pitch a little bit inside to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Steve Trout trying for his 4th victory of the year. He's got a 7-4 lead. And had bad pitching look to side. There's a pitch fouled out of play. The 3 runs in the first inning. A double by Wills that Lemon had in his glove and then hit the wall and it jarred the ball loose. A single by Bell that Claudel Washington looked like he should have caught. There's a base hit. Change of pace. So, Sundberg lines a single to center.
You never want to throw a change of pace to a guy in a slump because that's all he's really going to hit. He's had him fouling off balls high and away. He's chased his slider bad inside. But you know, sometimes the catcher will give the fastball sign and the pitcher will change up on his own. But that's, there again, you don't know.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Norman. Larval Blanks, I believe. That's who it is. Larval Blanks. Who was a member of the White Sox for about an hour or a minute or so. And they traded him on to Cleveland for Jack Brohammer. And then Brohammer played out his contract and signed with the Red Sox.
Pittsburgh got another run in the 7th inning. They now lead Houston 8-5. Houston batting in the top of the 8th. Norman will pitch for Cincinnati 5-8 against Vukovich, St. Louis 8-6. Norman with Cincinnati.
Blanks is hitting .217 for the year with no homers and 11 runs batted in. Boy, Trout had made Sundberg look so bad on fastballs and breaking balls that he just managed to foul off. But then he hit a high change of pace. California had Baltimore beat 3-0 going to the bottom of the 9th. Baltimore got 3 to tie it up. Now California's batting in the 11th.
Hey, Harry, they had Charge instead of Country Boy.
Larval Blanks, the pitch. Bouncing ball to Pryor. He's got it. Over to second, one. Over to first. Oh, Lamar Johnson dropped the ball. A cinch double play.
Oh, that's terrible.
I can't believe it.
That's got to be an error, Harry. That's 2 plays we had tonight. Orta dropped one at second base. He got lucky to tag the runner. And now there's a simple double play.
They call it just a dealer's choice. Out 6-4. Boy, he was out, obviously, by 2 steps.
Oh, boy.
Lamar dropped the ball. He's catching the throw with one hand. Here's Bump Wells. Throw over to first base, a runner back. That just brings up another man up in the inning that should be. And you keep doing that, somebody's going to pop one out of here. The pitch. A little bit low.
Pryor's heads up, charged that high hopper, made a super toss to Orta, and then Orta stayed right on the bag and threw a strike. Boy, when you have that happen on a great play, it's a shame.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2.
Here we go. You know,
Buddy Bell next. Instead of being out of the inning, he's in a hole now on a dangerous hitter. Bump Wills hitting .278. Here's the stretch, the pitch. Line drive, right center field. May go deep. Lemon cuts the ball off. Keeps it from going to the wall, saving the run. He cut it off with his bare hand as it took a reverse spin on him. So, runners at first and third with 2 out.
Lemon really charging for the ball, got a hop that you won't believe. Him very luckily was able to grab it barehanded. That ball got by him, a run would have scored and have been another run on second. And here comes Kessinger right now, and that may be all for a kid that shouldn't even be in trouble here.
Hey, Strawberry's just started to warm, hasn't he?
I haven't been watching down here, Harry. I have a pole right here.
Yeah, he just got up. I don't think he'd be ready. And Guy Hoffman starts to limber up. Buddy Bell will be the hitter with runners at first and third and 2 out. Don Kessinger now walks off the diamond. First game of the doubleheader. Got a long way to go tonight.
Well, I'd like to see Farmer. Farmer did a whale of a job against this club. Last outing,
Buddy Bell with 7 homers, 53 runs batted in. Runners at first and third. Now to stretch the pitch. Fastball a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes.
he's starting to aim the ball a little bit. They're easy to pick him up. Come on, Manny, get back deep.
Now the signal given. The pitch. Strike a slider over the inside corner. Just above the knees, a good pitch.
Harry, that slider mustn't be breaking any more than this because those hitters seem to be leaning way out for the fastball, and when it breaks in, it's a strike, and they aren't complaining about it.
Ball and a strike. Now the pitch. Base hit. 1 run is in. Bonnell Washington fires the ball back into the infield. Buddy Bell lined his single to right to make it 7-5. All this because of a drop throw that your little kid playing in the backyard would have caught. 3 hits in the inning.
You know, right now you watch some of our players out there, Harry. It looks like they didn't come to play. We're hitting all right, but in the field, it just looks like Washington kicked that ball around a little bit before he got it back in there. Order fumbled the ball on a double play, and now Lamar has dropped an easy double play. You just can't beat a ball club like this. They'll come back and eat you up when you give them a break.
Here's Mike. We're going to have a pinch hitter. Dave Roberts is going to be the pinch hitter here. He's a catcher outfielder hitting .234, 1 homer and 4 runs batted in. I think Pat Corrales is trying to suck Don Kessinger into bringing in a right-hander because he's got some pretty good left-hand batters sitting on the bench like Oscar Gamble, Johnny Grupp, just to mention 2, Pat Putnam. That's 3. Now the stretch. The pitch to Roberts. Here it is. Low, ball 1.
You know, with that boot at first base, we're in deep trouble.
Boy. Unbelievable. 1 ball, no strikes. Now to stretch the pitch. Swings and he foul tips. And that evens it up at a ball and a strike. Dave Roberts.
Outfield playing around towards left and deep. Lemon in center field is over in left center. Bannister straight away in deep.
Roberts used to be with San Diego. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. Fouled it back.
Boy, got it.
Strike 2. Boy, I wish our outfielders playing him fairly deep. This guy swings like he doesn't have any power.
He looks like just a contact hitter.
Most home runs he ever hit in the big leagues was 1.
Well, right now, Washington just moved back.
No, he had 21 for San Diego. There's a pitch low and inside. That was back in 1973. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch he wants to get him on now. Right-hand hitter waiting. The pitch. Slapped him out on a bad ball. We got a break. Roberts goes down swinging. 1 run, 3 hits. No errors which charge, and that's what makes scoring ridiculous. And 2 men were left on base. This is Harry Carey going over to the television again. The score here at the end of 6. White Sox 7, Rangers 5.
Texas along with Jimmy Pearsall. As we go to the 7th, the White Sox leading 7-5. A big strikeout by Steve Trout in the last inning got Dave Roberts. And now Roberts remains in the ball game out in center field here as we go to the 7th. Lamar Johnson, the batter. Ball popped in and out of his mitt. A double play ball that did not occur unless a run scored. A little hairy situation in the 6th. But it's Lamar Johnson's home run that has the White Sox out in front here. 7-5. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball back to the screen. 2-0. Lamar, Bannister, and Lemon will be the hitters. Lamar with a 3-run homer off of Razich. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Sox led 1-0 after a half inning. Texas out in front 3-1 at the end of 1, 4-1 at the end of 2. Sox got 2 in the 3rd on a home run by Garr to make it 4-3. Then Lamar hit a 3-run homer in the 5th. Here's the pitch inside, ball 3. And that made it a 6-4 ball game. Sox added another run in the 6th on a single by Morrison and a double by Orta to make it 7-4. Then the Rangers got a run in the 6th to make it 7-5. Here's the pitch up high, a ball. He walked him. So the White Sox get their leadoff man on. That is the first walk that they have received tonight. And Larvell Blanks, who batted for Norman in the last inning, has come in at shortstop. So the Texas defense has Sonner home at first, Wills at second, Blanks at short, and Bell at third with Sundberg behind the plate. Sample in left, Roberts in center, and Zist in right. So Alan Bannister, the batter, a double in 3 trips. Doyle Alexander, whom the White Sox defeated. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncer down to third. Only plays to first, and he throws him out. So the hit and run was on, and Bannister almost got one by Bell, but that's tough to do. And Bell, no play at second, threw on to first. So that, with the runner going, Jimmy, saved a possible double play.
It did. We couldn't get the breaks this guy when he got a 2-run RBI in the first inning that bounced over Morrison's glove by inches.
Said it was an AstroTurf single on regular turf.
Yeah, well, they say the worms have eaten up this grass in the outfield. Look how the spots. They haven't been able to do anything about it.
Look at the edge of the third. I was wondering what was wrong with that. Here's the pitch inside a ball.
Yeah.
That little indentation at third base that you see in ballparks is all eaten up. Same way over at first base. And even right around second. Chet Lemon, 0 for 3 tonight. I can see him unload here on Alexander, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And it's high a ball. 2-0.
Come on, Lem, you're due. He has not had very good cuts tonight. He's struck out twice. His first 2 times up, and then popped a little pop fly to right field for an out. He's been jammed. I think that thumb and hand of his bothers him.
Got on twice in the All-Star game. Hit by a pitch, and he walked. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul to the right side.
You know, if I was him right now with his hand bothering him so bad, you might as well get a little bit away from the plate because he's not as quick. And when that ball comes up there like they're throwing, he can't get around.
2 balls and a strike. Right-hander out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 inside. A bad one would put 2 on with 1 out for Pryor.
Newman has just hit a home run to tie that game up with New York. He got it in the second inning with nobody on. Well, he's got 17 home runs. He's only hitting 225, but he's been hitting home runs. He's not a bad receiver. He's got a great arm.
Right-hander ready. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Here's a swing and a looper. Might drop for a base hit. It is in there, a hit. Here comes Lamar Johnson around to score, and it's an 8-5 ball game.
Well, that
Chet looked like he got jammed that
yeah,
time.
he can't swing the bat and hit him on the fist. And, you know, Blanks almost got to that ball, and Johnson never looked up. He just ran as soon as the ball went over his head. But we got 1 run back the same way they've been getting theirs. Pryor now looking down for a long sign.
So the Sox back with their 3-run lead. This is second, let's see, 1. You realize now the last 3 ball games, Jimmy, the Sox have collected 13 hits. They won. They beat Detroit 12-4 on 13 hits Saturday. They lost to Detroit 14-5 on Sunday, but got 13 hits. And now they've outscored the Rangers 8-5, and they have 13 hits. So Greg Pryor, the batter, went down to talk to Bobby Winkles. What do you think they're going to do here?
Well, they've changed the signs because of Soderholm, and they're not sure, so that's why he went down to talk to him.
There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Throw to second. He is out. Dove in head first, but he is tagged out. And there's 2 down.
Well, I got to believe that Lemon was stealing, but Lemon does not have a very good percentage in stealing, and I don't know why he persists to think he can steal a base. Well, we could hit a guy like Alexander, but to just run us out of an inning now, there's 2 outs instead of 1.
Well, I want to tell you,
Boy,
he's 20%, 2 for 10.
2 for 10.
Well, that's worse than 20%.
Oh, he's just not a great base stealer. He's a good ball player, but there's some things a lot of good ball players can't do, and base stealing is not his thing. 20%.
Here's the pitch. That would be 20%.
Yeah, I managed in banking.
High finance.
High finance.
That's right. That would be 20%. Not very good. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Pryor. Swinging a slicer down the right side. Zisk coming over. He's there, and he's got it in right field to retire the side. But the White Sox come up with 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th here in Texas. It's the White Sox 8, the Rangers 5. Ward Brown and Jimmy Pearsall back at Texas as we go to the bottom of the 7th. The White Sox out in front here in game 1, 8-5. It'll be Ellis, Zisk, and Sample, 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Texas lineup.
You know, there's some guy playing a violin in his park for 7 innings stretch. Notice how these fans are all excited? They want to go to sleep. What are they playing, anyway?
Well, we want to send out get well wishes to Madison Police Sergeant Mike Caspers, who's recovering in the hospital from gunshot wounds. brother Eddie on the Oak Brook Police Department, so we wish him well.
Gunshot wounds.
It is not a safe job.
I want to tell you right now.
Ellis, the batter, 2 for 3 tonight, a pair of singles, and he has driven in 2 of the 5 Texas runs. Trout got him on a nice changeup his last time up, Jimmy. Fooled him, and he popped up in foul territory. The first pitch is inside a ball.
Ellis eats up left-handed pitching. He did a job on the Kansas City pitching staff, had 3 home runs. He's got 10 home runs, and he's only been up about 185 times.
Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's up high.
Trout's starting to lose it now in the last 2 innings. He's been high in this inning.
Yeah, he went 3 for 4 against Wortham the other night. There's a good breaking ball, and it's a strike. Randy Scarberry is up right away. Start throwing in the White Sox bullpen. 2 balls and a strike. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. High. Ball 3.
Get him out of there. Scarberry warming up. Good. It's awfully hot down that field and humid. Pretty nice up here because Dan's got the air conditioning on.
Here's the pitch, and it's ball 4. He walked it. That is the 5th walk given up by Trout tonight. And Richie Zisk, who walked his last time up as the batter, Zisk, 1 for 2 officially. A chopper over the third baseman's head that scored 2 runs in the first inning, and at that time gave the Rangers a 3-1 lead, and Don Kessinger going to the mound.
Looks like it's going to be Scarberry. Baltimore, California all tied up 3-3. They're in the 11th. Aikens hit a home run in that ball game. His 15th in the first with 1 on. That's the first game of a doubleheader. Seattle, Boston are in the 4th. Trout gets a nice round of applause as Scarberry comes in. Boston leads Seattle 1-0 in the 4th. Oakland in the 3rd tied up the Yankees 1 run apiece on Newman's 17th home run. Atlanta and the Cubs. Atlanta defeated the Cubs this afternoon 8-2 before 38,319. Pittsburgh and Houston, they're in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 8-5, Pittsburgh leading. Scarberry comes on now. He's got a record of 1-3. This is his 28th appearance. He started 1 game. He's got 4 saves. An ERA of 4.25. He's pitched 53 innings, given up 55 hits, 27 runs, 25 earned. He's allowed 3 home runs. He's walked 21, struck out 25. He's had 4 wild pitches, and he's hit 2 batters. He stands 5'11", weighs 180 pounds. He's been outstanding lately, except for that last outing when he relieved early in the ball game. He gave up 7 runs. How many innings did he go in that ball game?
Well, let's take a look, Jimmy. He had gone. He had a scoreless string of 12 2/3 innings in relief, but he got hit for 5 runs on 7 hits in 2 innings. That game was out of hand when he came in. So he had pitched quite well up until that, and now Ed Farmer, a right-hander, is up with Guy Hoffman, a left-hander.
Farmer would love to get in a ball game here. The White Sox in this ball game trailed 4-1. They got 1 in the first, 2 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 5th. 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. The Rangers jumped out in front 3-1 when they got some dandy runs in the first inning. A high hopper by Zisk drove in 2 runs, and a play at the plate that was bang bang, and the umpire called Bell safe, but he looked like he was out in the replay. So the score is 8-5 here now, with nobody out to run around, and Zisk the hitter.
All right, if Scarberry could keep it low, they got a chance for a double play, but the pitch is outside a ball as he misses with a fastball. Game 1 of a doubleheader. White Sox have not won a doubleheader all year. The closest they came was splitting here, getting beat in the second game in the 9th inning. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right. Washington coming over near the line on the warning track, leaps up and grabs it, makes a fine catch, and bounced off the wall and gets it back into the infield, 1 out.
Lauren, not a very good swing, but the wind's blowing a little bit towards right. This is the smallest wind I've seen here in years. It usually blows here at least 15 to 20 miles an hour, but tonight it's just blowing a little bit towards right, and I think Washington was fooled a little bit. He ran as hard as he could towards the fence and then leaped just before he got to the fence and made a good catch. You know, we were talking about runners. You got Ellis on first, Soderholm in the dugout. Zisk, he can't run too well either. I noticed Bell, when Bell was running, he doesn't run well anymore. We almost got him at the plate. So they don't have too much speed. As Grubb now is coming out of the dugout, he's going to pinch hit here for Sample.
Steve Trout went 6 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 3. He's responsible for the runner at first. He actually struck out 4, correction. Walked 4 and struck out 4. So Johnny Grubb, as Jimmy said, is the pinch hitter, hitting .271, 9 homers and 31 RBIs.
Earlier in the year, he had a 21-game hitting streak. I can't think who tied it. Somebody tied it in the league, but he really helped them an awful lot. They hadn't been using him too much because Sample was doing a good job, and then they took Sample out, and he went in and really hit some home runs. I think he's got about 9 home runs right now.
Sample was 0 for 3 while he was in there. So a runner at first with 1 out. First game of a doubleheader out in Baltimore at 3-3 at the end of 11th. California and the Orioles. Both clubs in first place with 2 games lead in their respective divisions. Here's the pitch to Grubb. Swinging a chopper to second. Orta has it. Goes to second for 1. The relay not in time. And they get the front man 4-6. And Grubb is on in the fielder's choice, and Soderholm 0 for 3 is the batter. He's being called back. We're going to get a pinch hitter, Oscar Gamble, for Soderholm.
You know, Grubbs was hit right on the fist with a slider, and very smartly, Orta made sure of 1. He backed up a few steps and flipped to Pryor for the out. But here comes Oscar Gamble. I'd rather see him hit right now. If he hits one out of here, they're only 1 run behind, but still, we don't see any more of his hitting.
He's hitting .384, 8 homers and 30 RBIs.
Did he hit pretty well at times against left-handers for us?
Sure. They played him against left-handers on occasion.
I don't know how they can keep his bat out of the lineup.
I don't either.
He's just dangerous at all times, and he knows how to hit. He had an off year last year at San Diego, .275, so they call it an off year. But he's a tough out.
You look at those statistic sheets, you wonder how they keep putting him out of the lineup. I'm sure that those stats are against right-handers as well as left-handers as well as right-handers. Yeah. 10 home runs already.
See, they're going along with lousy defense. Now they put Ellis at first. Now they got Soderholm. He's worse than Ellis. Their defense is not a team that's going to be a pennant winner. If they win our division, I'll be greatly surprised. They just have a bad ball club, except for Kern and Lyle, Bell, and the catcher Sundberg.
Yeah, that's their best defensive positions is third and behind the plate. And Oliver's been hurting as the pitch is a ball to Oscar. Oscar Gamble at bat with 2 out.
But even if Oliver plays, he's a left fielder by trade.
Here's the pitch. Inside a ball, 2-0. Right. Right, he is a left fielder.
Yeah, he's a left. He reminds me of Cobra the way he comes out. I love to watch Gamble hit. Keep the ball down.
Number 7 on his back. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to Orta. He's got it at second. Throws him out, and Scarberry gets out of the jam, not allowing a ball out of the infield. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We're through 7 here at Texas. First game of the doubleheader. White Sox, 8 runs on 13 hits. The Rangers, 5 runs on 8 hits.
Win $1,000 happens again at any moment from your radio station, WMAQ.
Lauren Brown back at Texas. We've got quite a few changes here for the Rangers, with the White Sox leading 8-5 going into the 8th. Gamble comes into play right field. Zisk moves over to left field. Grubb comes into play center field, and Roberts goes over to first base, and Doyle Alexander on the mound misses ball 1 to Milt May. May 1 for 3, a single tonight. White Sox leading 8-5 have out-hit the Rangers 13-8, and the pitch is outside a ball. White Sox have scored a run in each of the last 3 innings, and have scored in all but 2 of the innings here tonight. Right-hander ready, the 2-0 pitch, and it's a strike right down the pipe. Al Clark umpiring at first, Dallas Parks at second, Durwood Merrill at third, and Dave Phillips behind the plate. Right-hander ready, here's the 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a drive deep to right. This ball is gone, a home run. The 3rd home run of the night. Milt May belting his 5th of the year, and the White Sox are out in front 9-5. May now with 6 hits in his last 8 times to the plate. That is his 5th home run of the year, his 22nd RBI. All of his home runs having come with the White Sox. Here's the pitch to Morrison, and it's low ball. Morrison, 2 for 3 tonight, a double and a single, and he has scored a pair of runs. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. 3 home runs tonight, a solo home run for May, a 2-run homer for Garr, and a 3-run homer for Lamar Johnson. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike in the outside corner. Texas led 4-1 at the end of 2. Garr hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd to make it 4-3. Then Lamar's 3-run homer has put the White Sox out in front to stay. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. And the Sox added a run in the 6th. To make it a 7-5 ball game, but the Sox with solo runs in the 7th and the 8th as Morrison fouls it back. So defensively now for Texas, Roberts at first, Wills at second, Blanks at short, Bell at third, and Sundberg behind the plate. Outfield at Zisk in left, Grubb in center, and Gamble in right. Here's the pitch, swinging a pop-up to the right side, carrying out further now, and the right fielder Gamble is there, and he's got it. Wills broke on the ball, looked like it might be in short right, but it carried out further, and Gamble hauls it in, 1 out. California got a run in the top of the 11th, and they lead Baltimore 4-3. Orioles batting in the bottom of the 11th. First game of a doubleheader. And by the way, Jim Palmer has been placed on the 21-day disabled list for the Orioles. Might not be as bad as it seems because he just has not been pitching that much for Baltimore, though you'd hate to have a guy like that go on the disabled list. Here's the pitch to Garr, and it's a ball. Ralph with a single, a double, a home run, and he is lined out tonight. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. White Sox also Francisco Barrios on the disabled list. Ron Schuler is loosening up Don Kessinger down the left side. Kessinger most likely will be in to play shortstop as Garr takes ball 2. 3 games in a row now, the White Sox have had 13 or more hits. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot to right. Gamble is there, however, and he's got it. Boy, I'll tell you, Garr has teed off on everybody tonight. Well, that may be his last opportunity to hit for the cycle. So there's 2 down, and George Orta the batter. George with a double and a triple in 4 trips and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch, and it's a ball. The White Sox not been fortunate in doubleheaders this year. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. They have not won a single doubleheader. They've lost 3 of them, being swept by California, Minnesota, and Detroit, including that forfeiture the other night. The closest they came to winning a doubleheader was here at Texas. They won the first game in the 9th. Here's the pitch, and it's inside a ball. Ball 3, but they lost the second game in the 9th. Texas, meanwhile, has won a doubleheader. They've lost a doubleheader, and they have split 2. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike in the outside corner. Orta. Thinking he had taken ball 4, was ready to go down to first, but stopped. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to first. And the first baseman has it, makes the unassisted out. Roberts retires Orta here in the 8th, but the Sox add another run and a leadoff home run by Milt May. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox 9, Texas 5.
People use our money
to get the most out of life, like a trip too far away, or something that you need today.
It happens to the best of us. Just when you finish paying for the new roof, the heating system conks out, or the house needs repainting. How about a fresh start? Enough money to put your house in great shape and maybe even to pay off all your outstanding bills. Call Household Finance and ask us about our homeowner loan. With an HFC homeowner loan, you can use the value of your home to get a fresh start. The homeowner loan from Household Finance, an equal opportunity lender.
Come on into HFC.
The HFC homeowner loan up to $10,000 and a wide variety of repayment plans to choose from. See your phone book for the Household Finance office nearest you.
George with a good outing tonight, 2 for 5 and 2 RBIs, and was flawless in the field. Now we're going to get activity in the bullpen. A left-hander, Guy Hoffman, is up. Here's the pitch to Larvell Blanks, and he takes a strike. And also a right-hander, Ed Farmer, is now up and throwing. Blanks 0 for 1 tonight, but he got out of the fielder's choice and scored. Here's the pitch outside a ball. Rangers had a man on and nobody out in the 7th. In an 8-5 ball game at that time. And Scarberry came in, got Zisk, Grubb, and Gamble out. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center. Lemon is there. He's got it. And there's one out. Chet immediately releasing that ball, getting it to Don Kessinger, but Sundberg had no designs on tagging up and advancing. Boy, you love those 4-run leads. Means they've got to get the bases loaded just to get the tying run on. So Bump Wills, the batter. Bump was 2 for 3 tonight against Steve Trout. Scarberry ready. Here's the pitch, and it's outside a ball. You're in tune with WMAQ Radio, Chicago, Illinois. California defeated Baltimore 4-3 in 11 innings. First game of a doubleheader. LaRoche, the winner in relief. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to Lamar Johnson at first. Makes the unassisted out by a half a step as Wills is out on the play. Sundberg goes to third, and there's 2 out now. And Buddy Bell, the batter, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Pair of singles, and he has driven in a run. LaRoche, the winning pitcher, 3 and 7. Martinez, that has to be, well, no, I guess that is Dennis. He's 12 and 7. And the first pitch to Bell is a strike. Akins had hit a 2-run homer in that ball game for California in the first. They wound up with a total of 3. Baltimore tied it with 3 in the 9th. And then won it. Lost it, rather, as California got a run in the top of the 11th. A runner at third, 2 out. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Swinging a foul to the left side in the hole 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Bell goes down on 3 straight pitches by Scarberry. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 9th. The White Sox 9, Texas 5.
Are you looking for radial tire mileage, fuel efficiency, and performance at a price that's right? Then head for Firestone. Firestone's new Deluxe Champion radial white stripe tires are priced right. Just $36 plus $1.45 federal excise tax on your old tire for size P15580R13. Other sizes are priced right too, and convenient credit plans are available at Firestone. Stop in today. In Evergreen Park, Illinois, your Firestone store is located at 9624 Southwestern at 96 and Southwestern Avenue. That's your Firestone store in Evergreen Park, Illinois. In Downers Grove, Illinois, your Firestone dealer is Downers Grove Firestone, located at 845 West Ogden Avenue. In Downers Grove, Illinois, that's Downers Grove Firestone. In Highland Park, Illinois, your Firestone dealer is First Street Tire and Auto Parts, located downtown at 2050 First Street. In Highland Park, Illinois, that's First Street Tire and Auto Parts.
Lauren Brown back at Texas as we go to the ninth inning. White Sox out in front here by a score of 9-5. Wolf of Boston just hit his third home run of the year. With a man aboard in the fifth, and that has given Boston at least a 3-1 lead over Seattle. So Boston with a chance to move within one game and possibly a half a game of Baltimore. As California with a 2-game lead over the Red Sox lost the first game of a doubleheader to California 4-3 in 11 innings. California has now won 4 in a row and 14 of their last 17 ball games. Here's the pitch to Claudell Washington, and it's a ball. Claudell 1 for 4 tonight, a single. The other 3 times up he is struck out. And California with a chance to pick up at least a game on Texas. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Well, it all depends on what happens here in the ninth inning for Texas and what happens in that second game for California, as well as the second game here. Rusty Torres going down the left side to loosen up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left. Zisk coming over. He's there, and he's got it. 1 out. So there's 1 down, and Lamar Johnson, the batter, with a 3-run homer tonight, which came in the 5th inning, gave the White Sox a 6-4 lead. Right now it's a 9-5 spread. 9-5 score and a 4-run spread. Looking ahead to the ninth, it'll be Roberts. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive deep to left. Center fielder over there, Grubb. He's got it in left center. That ball looked like it was going to carry a lot deeper. But Grubb got over and grabbed it with plenty of room to spare. It'll be Roberts, Ellis, and Zisk in the ninth for the Rangers against Scarberry. Scarberry's done a good job. He came on in the 7th inning with a man on. The score at that time was 7-5. And the pitch to Alan Bannister is a strike. Allen tonight, a double in 4 trips. Allen playing in left field. Here's the pitch inside a ball. Game 2, it'll be Ken Kravick going against Ferguson Jenkins. Looks like Mike Squires also loosening up down there. Here's the pitch, low, a ball. Yep, Squires and Torres look for both of them to come in the ninth. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Shortstop going out. Center fielder coming in. The left fielder calls them both off. Zisk, and he drops the ball. Bannister going to second. He's in there safely. Zisk called everybody off for some unknown reason, and he got there last and then dropped the ball. It'll be an error on Zisk. That's the second Ranger error of the night. Chet Lemon, the batter, 1 for 4. Cincinnati got 5 in the first at St. Louis. And Cleveland got 2 in the first at Kansas City. Looks like everybody's underway now with the exception of those 3 games out on the coast in the National League tonight. Here's the pitch, and it's a ball. A runner at second with 2 out. They got a rain delay at Minnesota. They're now underway after being delayed for 26 minutes. Here's the pitch to Chet, and it's high, ball 3. no strikes. Right-hander out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. They let him swing, and he fouls it off. So the count 3-1 on Lemon. Chet drove in a run with a single his last time up. He got jammed, and he just punched it into left center field. White Sox trailed 4-1 at the end of 2, but have come storming back and about scored the Rangers since then, 8-1. And they lead 9-5. Sox have taken the measure of Texas 8 out of 10 games coming into this doubleheader now as Lemon steps out. Right-hander ready. The 3-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the seats. We'll be going back to the station between games. Nancy Turner will entertain you with some good music. There are no activities scheduled between games here, so we should be back in 20-25 minutes. To the count. Runner at second with 2 out here in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Swinging a one-hopper back to the mound. Alexander has it and throws him out to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. Sox scored in 6 of the 9 innings here tonight as we go to the bottom of the ninth. The White Sox 9, Texas 5.
This summer, True Value Hardware stores suggest a refreshing way to hold your favorite drinks and keep them cold with the Gott Tip and Tap Cooler Jug. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you that with the special refreeze bottle insert, you can enjoy cool, refreshing beverages anywhere without diluting them with ice. The Tip and Tap variable flow spout lets you use the cooler as a drinking jug or pour from it like a keg. The Gott Tip and Tap Cooler Jug holds up to 5 quarts. Get it at participating True Value Hardware stores and tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
This weekend, come to McDonald's.
Good morning.
My daughter has tap dancing lessons at 10:30. Felicia, put it on hold, Felicia.
We serve you breakfast fast, so you have plenty of time to make the most of your morning.
Today we're going bowling.
Huh?
Bowling, fishing, bowling, fishing.
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Ready?
Yeah.
Make the most of your morning and still have time for golden hotcakes and pure pork sausage.
Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Thank you, everybody. Make the most of your morning.
Brown back at Texas as we go to the bottom of the ninth. White Sox leading 9-5 here as Pat Putnam is going to step up and pinch hit. Rusty Torres in the ballgame in left, and Mike Squires has come in to play first. And Pat Putnam is the pinch hitter here. Roberts. And the first pitch fouls off a strike. Putnam, we had talked about earlier, hitting .292, 10 homers, 37 RBIs, but we have not seen a lot of them because we've thrown so many left-handers at them. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Ellis in the on-deck circle. And Zisk will bat third in the inning. Randy Scarberry has allowed 1 hit in 2 innings of relief and has walked no one, nor is he, and he has 1 strikeout. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper to the right side. Squires has it, flips to Scarberry, and there's 1 out as they get him. Putnam out, 3-1. So John Ellis, the batter. Ellis, 2 for 3 tonight. Pair of singles and 2 RBIs. Scarberry goes in the windup. Here's the pitch. And it's outside of ball. Lamar Johnson's big bat, a 3-run homer in the 5th. Put the White Sox out in front. They've been out in front ever since. And the pitch is a ball. Right-hander delivers, and it's low, ball 3. Here's the pitch, ball 4, he walked him. That is the second time that Ellis has walked tonight. The first walk given up by Scarberry. And the batter will be Richie Zisk. Runner on and 1 out. Here's the pitch, and it's low, a ball. Ralph Garr, the big man tonight, 3 for 5, a single, a double, and a 2-run homer. Lamar Johnson with 1 hit, a big one, a 3-run homer. Milt May 2 for 4. Dan Morrison 2 for 4. May also had a home run. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. So quite a few candidates for our Chevy Citation Award. Guy Hoffman, a left-hander, up and throwing to the bullpen. Need a double play here to get out of the ball game. Kessinger way over in the hole at short. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a drive. Center field. Lemon going way back. He's there. He leaps up and grabs it. Hits the wall, bracing himself, and throws back to first. A fine throw, but the runner back in time. And there's 2 out, and Johnny Grubb will be the hitter. So 1 out away of winning the first game of the doubleheader and beating Texas for the 6th straight time. Grubb was a pinch hitter in the 7th, got on in a fielder's choice as he takes the ball low. Scarberry trying to save Trout's 4th win of the year. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, a ball. White Sox jumped out with a run in the first. Then Texas came right back with 3 of their own in the bottom of the first and 1 in the second to take a 4-1 lead, but it's been all White Sox ever since. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 3. Garr hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd to make it 4-3. Then Lamar Johnson, a 3-run homer to put the White Sox back out in front of the 5th, 6-4. And the Sox scored solo runs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, including a home run by Milt May, while the Rangers added a run in the 6th. Here's the pitch. And it's high, a ball, he walked it. So 2 on. And 2 out. Now May goes to the mound as Oscar Gamble steps up. Gamble grounded out to second as a pinch hitter. Oscar remained in the ball game in the 8th inning. A 5 ball game, and the tying run is in the on-deck circles. Kessinger went in to have a word with Scarberry, and now Ed Farmer is up. A right-hander and a left-hander down to the bullpen. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Sox have out-hit the Rangers 14-9. Now time is called. What's going on? Looks like a ball got loose down in the bullpen, out in left field. Rusty Torres retrieves it. Rusty in left, Lemon in center, Washington in right. The infield is Squires at first, Pryor at second, Kessinger at short, Morrison at third, and Milt May behind the plate. 2 on and 2 out, and a 1-strike count on the batter here in the bottom of the 9th. White Sox out in front, 9-5. First game of a 6-game road trip. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Inside, a ball. Almost hit him. And that happened The tying run would have been up to the plate with 2 out. So the count evens up to Oscar Gamble, 1-1. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot. Base hit to right. Here comes the runner around third. They're going to send him home. And it is a 9-6 ball game now, and the tying run is up. Gamble comes through and singles past a diving Greg Pryor going to his left. And now the tying run is on. At the plate, rather, as Kessinger goes to the mound. This will be it for Scarberry. And Ed Farmer, a right-hander, down in the bullpen is, or is it going to be Guy Hoffman? They've got Sundberg. Yeah, they're going to bring in Farmer. Sundberg, a right-handed hitter. I don't think they have anybody available to pinch hit here. So Scarberry went 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits. He walked 2, both of them in this inning. And he struck out a man. And Ed Farmer comes on to pitch, and you hear all the oohs and ahs by this Texas crowd. Farmer started the year out with Texas. Since coming over to the White Sox, he is making his 10th appearance, his 7th in relief. He's 1 none, lost 3 with a save to his credit and an ERA of 5.40, but don't let that deceive you. He has done a fine job out of the bullpen. Let's see, going over his last few appearances here out of the bullpen. He's not given up a run. Adding this up while I talk to you here. We'll run down the other baseball also. Let's see. He's only given up and it's all been in the month of July. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appearances. His last 6 appearances, he's given up no runs on 2 hits. And that includes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 1/3 innings of relief. He's not given up a run on 2 hits. Jim Sundberg, the batter. He represents the tying run. Here's the pitch. Fastball for a strike. Sundberg, 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. And he has also been intentionally passed, so he's been on 3 times. Gamble at first, Johnny Grubb at second. Farmer ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Strike 2. Strike away of winning the first game of the doubleheader. Farmer trying to pick up his 2nd save of the year. Right-hander ready. The 2-strike pitch. Swinging a chopper to the third baseman. Tough play. He's going to beat it out. A high hopper. And the winning run is at the plate. What a tough break. He got him to beat the ball in the dirt, but it took one of those Baltimore chops toward third. That's the 2nd time that's happened to the White Sox tonight. And now Larvell Blanks bats with the bases loaded. The tying runs are on. These last 2 hits have been the 10th and 11th for the Rangers tonight. As Grubb goes to third, Gamble goes to second, and Sundberg with the tying run at first. And Larvell Blanks, the batter, 0 for 2 tonight. Farmer out of the stretch delivers a fastball low, ball 1. Will's a switch hitter in the on-deck circle. Let's not have to face him. Let's get out of it right here. The Rangers have come back to score a run and have the bases loaded with 2 out in the 9th. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens it up 1-1. A ball and a strike to Blanks. Farmer had Sundberg in a hole 0-2 when he chopped one to third. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 2. So Farmer now out in front of Blanks 1-2. A strike away from wrapping it up. Right-hander ready. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. The ball game is over. He got him with a beautiful curveball, and the White Sox win it 9-6 as Farmer picks up his second save. He's now gone 9 2/3 innings in relief and has not allowed a run and has only allowed 3 hits, including this infield hit here tonight. So here are the happy totals for the White Sox. 9 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, 6 men left on. For the Rangers, 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 12 men left on. The winning pitcher, Steve Trout, he is now 4-3, and Ed Farmer gets the save. It is his second of the year, and he came on and did a fine job wrapping it up here for the White Sox as they beat the Rangers 9-6.
Driveway or garage floor. The heavy-duty natural bristles withstand hard use, and the molded plastic block won't splinter, crack, mildew, or absorb water. Get the 24-inch wide Empire outdoor push broom for just $3.44 while supplies last at participating True Value hardware stores. And tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
Steve Oliveira stepping in, and Fryman's first pitch, a ball too high, fastball. Get up, one way or another. Wind up in the delivery. Takes the ball in too close. Just above the knees, it's 2-0. Steve led off the 5th inning with a single, got as far as 3rd with nobody out, and was forced at the plate. 2-0 pitch. Led up on it, a swing and a high foul. Get into those seats. Parrish is over. He can't get to it. Out of reach. 0-2, strike 1. And then Steve, with 1 out in the 7th inning, got a base hit that Parrish couldn't handle and eventually scored when Larry Bittner, pinch hitting for DeJesus, singled, brought in the first Cub run of the series. Fryman to the windup, 2-1 delivery. Fastball is high. Boy, he can still bring it. 3-1. Let's see if he goes after it. Here's the windup, the delivery. Fastball, a little low. Ball 4. Now, Barry Foote, the batter. What do you have him do here, Lou?
I've got to have him sacrifice. I want that 1 run in. We get that 1 run here, it's all over.
That's all we need.
Now, that's only my opinion.
Parrish still hanging back at 3rd. Now he edges up a little bit. Perez holding out of Arison. They're not sure he's going to bunt. Now he squares away, and he misses on the first attempt.
He's got to give me two chances.
Come on, Barry. Way out of the batter's box, studying Malpitano's signs.
Several options here. You can bunt and run, hit and run, but you're gambling.
Strike 1 pitch. He's going to swing. Gets under it, and he hits a high foul pop-up. Thank heaven it's out of play.
I would say that Barry Foote hasn't been called upon to bunt very often in his career.
No, his first attempt at it was not very good. Missed it completely. Now we need a hit. 0-2 pitch. Into the dirt. And a great stop by Carter.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Carter made a tremendous play on that pitch, or Oliveira should have been on second base.
They leave that right side open for Barry. Ryman looks at first. Here's the left-hander's pitch. Take strike 3. Ooh. Fastball in on him at the letter.
And Vince, we've used all our runners, most of them, except Russell, I guess, would be next. We've used our infielders, but Oliveras, to me, is a one base at a time base runner.
That's right.
And he's very slow. So, consequently now, we may have to gamble here with a hit and run with Kelleher. A base hit will only advance him to second base. We want to get him around.
Got Mejias available.
Yes.
I guess that would be about it. Now Mick Kelleher stepping in for the first time today, hitting in the ninth spot of the batting order, and Mick takes it to ball. He's got 16 hits and hitting .271 for the year. 2 of them are doubles, 5 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, and a vicious foul in and out of the Cub dugout.
You see, you can't blame Herman for this because he gambled on one inning. He had to score, in which he did. So he used everything at his, of course, right
and
or
it
left
worked.
hand, and that's how we tied the ball game.
Yeah.
The bench.
1-1 delivery. Swung on. He came over the top of the fastball, and Mick gets under it and fouls it back into the net. Still 1-2 on him. The scrappy little guy. Boy, you talk about pinch hitters coming through. Henderson got a walk, and he eventually scored. Bittner a pinch hit single. Thompson a pinch hit single. There's a swing, and he slaps the ground ball to Scott. He throws it away! Hey, Oliveras! Look out, he's getting up, he's going to go to third. Parrish throws to second. Fumbled by Mason there, and we've not been at second and third in one of the wildest sequences of plays you'll ever see.
What a break. We just got through telling about Oliveras base to base. He saw that third base was vacated, and he really ran as fast as he ever moved in his life.
What happened? May I recap? Scott had a routine play at second base. He missed hitting Mason, the shortstop, with his throw. Parrish left third base to go down the line to get the ball. Oliveras had gone into second base when he saw the ball out there and Parrish going after it. He put on a great burst of speed for Steve.
Yes,
and he went into third. He beat Parrish. Now they try to get Kelleher going into second, and the ball is fumbled by Mason there. So all hands are safe. Did they charge a couple of errors? I didn't hear.
They had a fielder's choice and the throwing error by Scott.
And all of a sudden, the whole complexion of the ball game changes. I was looking at Gary Carter a few minutes ago, standing with his hands on his hips, and it looked like he was ready to take a railroad spike and just bend it in two.
With his teeth.
Yeah. Dick Williams out on the hill. Now they got first base open with 1 out. Steve Dillard, the batter. Steve Oliveras is over at third, and that's the winning run.
And if you notice, Williams and Carter and Fryman looking in the dugout just to see who is scuffling there in the dugout to pinch hit if they put Dillard on first.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to put him on.
Now, ball game is on the line, and Sam Mejias is going to pinch hit for Bruce Sutter. Sam, of course, came to the Cubs during the winter from Montreal for Jerry White and for Scott, Rodney Scott.
Now he's got a chance to really be a hero against his former teammate.
He's very, very fast. Dillard is fast. He's the runner at first base. Kelleher just average speed at second. Oliveras a little less than average at third. So Mejias will pinch hit. He is 1 for 4 with the Cubs as a pinch hitter. And is 2 for 10 all told. That's a chance to drive in his first run of the year. The outfield is all in like it's a softball game. If anything hit with any depth at all, the game is over anyway. And the infield is in on the grass.
There's only one play they have to make on a ground ball, and that's to the plate.
Now the crowd is on its feet. Standing, applauding, screaming. The wind-up to pitch. Mejia takes the ball too low. Remember Sunday? Ninth inning against the Mets. Bases loaded. Now this crowd was in a frenzy, and Steve Dillard drew the walk that forced in the winning run. The guy with the big red shirt waving it right behind the screen. Fryman pitches a swing and a high fly ball. Shallow center field. Dawson is under it. Adamaris will only draw the throw to the plate on the fly. Oh! There ain't nobody in baseball who could have scored on that.
No, sir. Amalfitano, knowing what a great arm Dawson in center and Valentine has in right, said, you stay right here. We'll wait for Buckner to bring you home.
So it's up to Billy Buck with 2 out. Bases loaded. Fryman calling Parrish over. He wants to talk with him.
Do you think we should raise prices? They're getting